So, this is a weird way to start the video, but like people did tell me that there was going to be like an animation at the start of this, which is like technically a spoiler for the game. I don't know what's happening like in the actual animation itself, but like basically as usual when there's an animation, I put my head down and just press circle over and over again until like, you know, I can hear like a normal theme again or a normal part of the game again. What is so funny about it is that like all I heard was this like epic like final battle anime song. It was like I was like, what is happening? Like, and it kind of makes me a little bit excited to wonder what's going to be happening in this game. But then again, like I feel like, you know, final battle anime style, it does describe HSR in a very, very strong way. Hello baby gang, says this is Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Honkai Star Rail, and yeah, whatever that was, I'm excited to see what it is in the future. It sounded sick. It sounded so sick. But yeah, we can't check the banner for a bit. And I know that for any new people who are like, oh, like, do you not check the banner for spoilers? I think it's one of those things where like it's, I try to avoid seeing anything in the story that I haven't seen or any story spoilers. If it's we look at the banner if it's like a character that like has no like, you know, how do I say it? Like story significance in a way that would like spoil something. So for example, we could see like, we saw Evanesca on the banner, but that doesn't really spoil anything, right? It's like, okay, that's just the character, right? But let's say Evanesca became a biker girl and, I don't know. But let's say Evanesca became like a basketballer halfway through the story and it was her character with a basketball uniform. It's like, okay, don't check that out. That's the example I give. But yeah, let's play more Honkai Star Rail. An update on leveling characters. I have Jingliu now up to level 70. Does she still have bad relics? She does. Oh my gosh, she does. I have to change that. That's so bad. That's so bad, guys. No, in fairness though, I haven't used her, I think, since I got those I don't know why I gave her those relics in the first place. No, you know what? I know why. Because the game was like a lot easier. We had like a lower level, of course. And I just wanted to like use her as quick as possible. But again, like we're going to be getting better relics for her. I'll actually do that very, very soon. But it's very funny whenever I see that. Luca also had like lower level artifacts before I had to change them as well, or relics before I changed them as well. I have no problem showing it, by the way, because like I think it's more funny than anything. Like I don't have a pride over like, look at my poorly built character. I think it's just funny. It's just very funny. Huh? Uh-huh. Oh no. Oh no. Stop. And there's this disco ball again.
This feels more like a maze than a tavern.
It's a really wild place.
Well, it is a space-time maze, after all.
We said it last time, but I really love the way that the presentation for this. Hours of an upgrade to plungers. Sick. That's cool. So we can make our own like platforms. Well, I really like how they've made the tavern into something exactly like what it should be. For me, like, oh, so can we do this? Oh no, I can see what we can do here, yeah. When I say they made the tavern to something exactly what I want it to be, is that what we want to do? I don't think so, maybe not. How do we do this? Just keep going down, but how do we, oh. But yeah, the tavern being something that's just this crazy wild place.
Really wish we had
works so well.
Light orbs on the express.
Because I think that it would have been so so much disappointment if this place was just like kind of like more of a normal tavern. But the fact that it's kind of crazy is like very, very fun and very cool. The fact that it's wild in a way that just feels very like, you know, comedic, but they're all acting like it's very natural. It's like very, very fun. Like the toilet thing, for example. Very weird. But everyone here is like, yeah, it's just our toilet thing. The fans, man. That's such a nice touch for like a waiting room area, right? Just to have like these fans here. It's a really nice touch, especially if it gets very hot on the indoors.
Do not believe any information. Why is there a hospital hidden inside the
Yeah, it's pretty
tavern?
nuts. Like that's what I'm saying. This place is so abstract in like the most fun way possible. You know, it's like what else are we gonna find in here?
Well, because those who can become fools are all a bit sick in the
Oh,
head. Not your regular headaches and fevers, but matters of the heart.
okay. So they become sick in the heart as well. But like I love the idea that like, you know, it starts off as a bit of a joke, like, you know, they're all sick in the head, you know, because if you are like, which makes sense. If you do become a mass fool, I imagine you do have like maybe like a bit of screw loose, right? Like a little bit, you know. You can't become like Sampo or Sparkle without having like a little bit of like, you know, a little bit of a screw loose. You know, you have to.
Every time someone goes bonkers and stirs up trouble in the tavern, like scattering nosewalker parasite ticks in every corner, or spiking the beer barrels with truth serum that makes people spew insults. For each time the whole place goes topsy-turvy, there's always some fool who, in the spirit of elation, volunteers to treat them. Yep, they get sent right here to Fatal Joke.
So if someone, so when she said that they're sick in the head, right? All a bit sick in the head, and then like, you know, they get like matters of the heart. They do something kind of strange. If they're doing something so weird to the point that it's like horribly invasive, I guess that's when someone volunteers to treat them.
Strange. Why isn't there even a fake doctor around today?
Wait, so it's confusing why there's not even a fake one? The smile on her face. So there any real doctors here?
Even if some fool claims to have a legit medical license.
Oh my god.
You wouldn't dare trust them.
I love this
would
though. I
you?
love that even like it's like Sparkle's telling us, do not like trust anyone here. Like even like someone who claims to be something that seems reputable, like you can't trust them.
Attention patients, please refrain from eating beef hot pot in the hallway. If you wish to dine, please invite the hospital director to join you.
What?
Thank you.
Come on.
Would Dr. Hartman from Plastic Surgery please report to the director's office immediately? This hospital doesn't even have a
Stop.
plastic surgery department. Who on earth are you?
Again, it's just wild. It's like it's. I love the tavern. It's like taking a pub and making it weird. Taking a dance area, making it weird. Taking a rest area like the toilet area, making it weird. By adding toilets to it and seating arrangements. Taking a hospital, making it slightly weird. Well, not even slightly weird, very weird.
Dr. Jongshan from Mental Health Care, please report to exam room 1. We're one player
Oh my
short for cards.
god, stop.
Thank you.
Just want to play cards, want to eat some beef hot pot. Don't even know who the doctors are.
Is this a theater or a hospital?
That's the thing. It's like it very well could be just like again, everyone. What it kind of is, everyone like playing jokes and having fun and yeah, it's really like that, right? And I think calling it a theater is a perfect like way to describe it. Like it feels like everyone's always like putting on like a joke or a laugh or a prank.
Alert. Patient detected ahead. Patient detected ahead. Please line up in an orderly fashion for registration and wait for the doctor to begin consultation.
They're acting like a patient is like an emergency. Well, they can be emergency, but like just a basic patient.
Patient number 01, Akavilli.
What?
Is there a Miss Akavilli?
Akavilli?
Miss Akavilli, diagnosed with Stellaron symptoms per the records. Are you present? Please
Stop.
proceed to exam room 1.
Do they mean Stell?
They called you by name, Miss Akavilli.
What?
You might as well go take
So we got
a
we got a pseudonym or a fake name, Akavilli. Which, you know, like the history makes sense, right? The connection to history, I guess. And not using her real name is probably maybe a smart thing as well. But Stellaron symptoms is exactly kind of what we have here as well. This place is wild.
Please complete your discharge procedures as soon as
Because that's, in fairness, like this, the whole tavern and all this place represents what Sparkle really is, right? Which is like a very, like somewhat of a vibe that is like ordinary when you talk to her.
So funny if you were not funny.
But there's always like a trick going on, right? It's like Sparkle is not like on the baseline. This is just a weird looking character, but there's always something weird going on, and that's what this place feels like. This place feels like a hospital, right? But there's like something slightly off about it all the time.
You're finally back, Akavilli.
Back?
I've reviewed your clinical records. Your Stellaron symptoms are stable. Continued observation will suffice.
What do you mean back? Who are you?
I'm your presiding
You're
physician.
my GP?
Good news for you. You don't need to rush into treatment just yet. Though I can't say the same for Miss Sparkle over
What's
there.
wrong with Miss Sparkle? So this is like our general practitioner.
Patient number 02, Miss Sparkle, please come in. Hello there, Miss Sparkle.
What is happening?
You're one of the few who didn't mistake me for that imposter, Doctor.
Ah, so she can tell Sparkle and Sparksy apart. Which again, like, Jesus Christ, you probably should be able to, but I think Sparkle is so cute. She's so adorable.
But just a reminder, yours truly isn't sick. I'm perfectly healthy.
The voice actor for Sparkle is so... I need you to hear this, right? Listen to the little, like, murmur at the end.
But
It's
just
such
a
an interesting
reminder,
choice.
yours truly isn't sick. I'm perfectly healthy.
Like a little... Like, it's such a small thing. Jesus.
Oh, everyone who comes here says they're perfectly healthy. I've seen so many patients, and you're among the most severe. I could already make an initial diagnosis at first glance. Your ailment is loss of self.
Loss of self.
If someone can transform into 10,000 characters, would she still remember her original self?
Well, we actually talked about how, like, I felt Sparkle gave off the energy sometimes, especially in, like, some of the quests we did in Penacony, where while she, like, loves having fun and, like, you know, messing with people, it definitely did feel like she was going through identity crisis sometimes. But then again, like, how will Sparkle respond to this, though?
Good question. But if someone could become 10,000 characters, does the original even matter anymore?
I mean, ask Lygus. I feel like, you know, not that Lygus became 10,000, but there was, like, a lot of versions of Lygus, right? And I feel like it's one of those things where, like, you know, I think it's always an interesting idea. It's like, if everyone can be, like, so similar, then is anyone truly, like, special? If everyone is, you know, like, if everything's wet, is anything truly wet? Even though, yeah, technically it is. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, I think it's an interesting question to have here as well. If there's 10,000 exact Calvins in the world that are all doing Let's Plays, then there's, like, not that my Let's Plays are special now, but I'm saying that, like my Let's Plays have nothing then. You know what I mean? My Let's Plays have nothing because everyone's doing the exact same thing.
By the way, Doc, are you familiar with any treatment protocols for mimetic viruses?
Mimetic viruses. I've heard about it. The city sent over a few cases. The patients had one thing in common. They were all heavy internet users.
I mean, stream watchers as well then for Sparksy, right?
The medical records are in the room. You can take a look if you
I was
want.
gonna say that's like doctor-patient confidentiality, but, like, this is literally like the tavern. I don't think they give a damn. Optional view other patients' medical records. Oh, okay. But yeah, like, such an interesting. I think they're always leaning into it a little bit when it comes to this stuff with.
Attention all doctors and patients.
Is this Duo Mention City?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Yeah, we got to the other side. We went.
The tavern's spatial
Top
structure
again.
is bizarre to begin with.
Yes.
It's not that strange to see Duo
Man,
Mention
like, it's
City
crazy
here.
that's actually not a bad answer from Sparkle, right? Because, like, while I'd be like, no, it is strange, it's like, but, like, if you think about it, Sparkle being like, well, you went from a toilet area to a disco ball area, like, does that make sense? And it's like, no, it doesn't make perfect sense. So, like, really, it's like, you can question the idea in your head because it messes with your mind, right? The idea of, like, how is this even possible? But then the answer, plain as day, is, well, it's the tavern. Just like I said there with the medical records, it's a tavern. Like, you can answer it with so many different things, you know? It's crazy. But yeah, I think they are leaning into, like, sometimes the idea of, like, the identity of Sparkle, and does she feel like she has lost her own identity as well, and things like this as well. Investigate? You casually browse through documents in your own computer desk, finding those unarchived medical records are a real parade of characters. A patient claims to be Enna, and those who give them thumbs up are blessed pathstriders of the order. The next record is even more absurd. The patient claims he is Enna, and that the person claims to be Enna is actually Yaoshi, who's gone mad. The next page, the patient searches everywhere for the spacebar, believing that their system lacks a jump function to the next page. Whoa. Interesting. I feel kind of like invasive looking at this now because I thought it was just gonna be like maybe like a side comedy bit, but like this is Yao Guang, right? Yao Guang, sex, female, homeland, Yushe, species, humanoid, category, celestial, subspecies, temporal department. Chief complaint, the patient suffers from unusual chronic disease. The disease has lasted 30 years and causes skip of space-time induced misplacement, which would that make sense to why she's able to move around so quickly? Like, if you think about it, she, like, when it comes to, like, adherent to fate, she'll be, like, moving to random places all the time. The disease has temporarily been dubbed temporal dislocation. Present illness. 30 years ago, the patient experienced an accident in the extrapolation array, leading to symptoms of temporal displacement. No similar cases have been reported to date. During episodes, the patient unconsciously deviates from the current space-time coordinates, leaving through the space-time continuum and reappearing in incorrect temporal points. According to previous diagnostic records, temporal displacement range is approximately +1 to 12 hours, accompanied by spatial displacement within a radius of 15 kilometers. The cause of the episodes remains unknown, and the pattern of occurrence is still unclear, though there is a suspected increase in frequency. Increased lifespan in a stable state with no risk of becoming Mara-struck. Follow-up report, the patient is in good spirits with a stable breathing, clear speech, and normal physical condition. There's no trend in the disease progression. After wearing the Nexus Sapiente, the frequency of displacement episodes has decreased. The Nexus Sapiente. The patient's self-awareness remains uninterrupted during temporal leaps, and the brain functions remain highly active post-displacements, suggesting a possible maintained connection with the space-time structure of Deca light reflection barrier. Following displacement episodes, the patient exhibits a temporary decrease in blood pressure and blood sugar. Corporeal function and bone density remain unaffected by space-time displacement. Carry sugar pills, ensure risk irregular intakes of sugar, attaches long-term leave permit, declaration rejected by the patient, scheduled a visit to clinic. So she was going to get leave, but she rejected it. So she has this thing called temporal dislocation where she will leap through space-time continuum and reappear at incorrect temporal points. Is that what's happening with her?
No way. Are these General Yao Guang?
Yeah, I feel so dirty. You can seem to look away. Some things are better left unknown. Well, yeah, you did better to me. You did better to me. I feel so dirty after that. But I guess it's one of those things where, like, you know what? Stell's right. This is what we're gonna do, right? I'm not gonna sit here speculating about someone's medical condition. We shouldn't even have looked in the first place, right? But we did, right? We got some info boost because again, it's part of the story. But we'll let her explain it eventually if we do let her explain it, right? I think that's the best way to go about it, so that we don't feel invasive or too bad, because already we're feeling kind of sick. You know, again, it's one of those things where, like, it's a story beat there. Like, usually I would avoid something like that as well, but, like, it's also one of those things that, like, I was trying to see if there's, like, any, like, you know, it's the freaking tavern, so I thought it was gonna be kind of like a, I don't know, something. I thought it was gonna be like something like messed up that was a lie about or something. But then, like, more and more it was like, oh, this is real. But yeah, we'll let her explain it to us, and that's the best way to go about it, right? We'll be like Stell here. There's no point sitting here speculating on stuff on someone else's medical records for too long. Let's check it out here. Well done, Stell.
The medical records are on the bookshelf. First pile on the left.
Sparksy's case is a virus, cases and treatment plans. Affected by the supplicant Sparksy. Sparksy virus is a spreading outward from Graphia Academy to surrounding areas. The Department of Aberration Defense has activated the Phantasm Moon Game's emergency response plan, established quarantine zones, and is providing target treatments to infected civilians. Based on infection vectors, several preliminary treatment protocols have been established. All Academy mimetic treatment facilities are advised to reference these protocols when receiving patients. Details are outlined below. To ensure the safety of medical personnel, this report has been treated with mimetic scrubbing procedures and safe to use, so it can't be changed. Text-based transmission. Infection vector and symptoms. The Sparksy virus possesses the ability to spread through written text. Upon viewing the comprehending the virus-laden text, the mimetic agents infiltrate the patient's self-awareness, causing them to continuously repeat the phrases, "I love Sparksicle, and I want to become Sparksicle." The condition worsens with each repetition, gradually transforming their self-awareness into that of Sparksicle. It should be noted that patients infected via the text are highly likely to have been exposed to compound infection from both auditory and visual mimetic vectors. Soundproofing measures must be strictly implemented during treatment. Okay, so it can be passed through text. It makes people say they want to become Sparkle, and I love Sparkle. It seems that they've already been, the people who are infected by Texto have already been like exposed to audio and visual stuff. Treatment plan. Immediately isolate the patient to prevent secondary exposure to memetic virus. All treatment equipment must be disconnected from the network after memetic discontamination. Then, following the standard prescription procedures for textual memes, inject a patient with massive amounts of redundant, harmless information to dilute the overwrite Sparksy virus. So, like, you know, it's like when you watch a horror movie and then afterwards you watch, like, you know, an episode of, like, King of the Hill. In the patient's cognition, the text frequency should be maintained between 22 and 26 characters per second, with each treatment session controlled within 0.5 system hours. Audio transmission. Infection method and symptoms. The least harmful variant of the distinct phase differentiation in phase 1. After hearing specific trigger words, Sparksicle invades the auditory system, replacing all information when patient hears it with Sparksicle. In phase 2, all sounds produced by the patient are replaced with Sparksicle, and they become contagious. The transmission method at this phase is extremely covert. For example, patients will hide Sparksicle within the fragmented speech, using patterns like, hey, what should we have for dinner tonight? How would spaghetti and meatballs, I would Ixicle sauce. So it changes like a lot of like, you know, common speech and like a lot of like your cognition and how you like receive the world, and replaces with like a lot of Sparksy stuff. The treatment plan is expose the patient to high noise environments. This will continuously disrupt the normal functioning of their auditory organs. No need to worry about damage to the patient. We've imported advanced medical equipment from an international peace corporation. There won't be any permanent residual damage. Then the correction device will be used to control the patient's vocal organs and force them to read the Intellitron basic emotion test and explain the rules until the patient is free from the memetic influence. Okay. And then visual. Infection pathways and symptoms. High risk infection type. When the patient is exposed to patterns containing the Sparksy virus on the network, their cognition is rapidly becomes infected. Memes will cover their visual senses, causing the patient to perceive all faces as Sparksy, and their own face will also shift into being Sparksy. Additionally, there are also extremely dangerous infected individuals who will sport Sparksy on the surface of their retinas, and anyone that gazes upon will become infected. That's terrifying. That's really terrifying. Memes will cover their visual senses. People will try and stare at them to infect them as well. Enclose the patient in a dark room and separate them from direct visual contact. Use counter-memetic images provided by the IPC to train patients with visual functions to precisely remove the memetic virus engraved in their visual system. Currently, the Sparksy virus continues to spread with a potential memetic mutation. If any unusual situations are discovered, report them immediately to the Department of Arbitration Defense. Do not attempt to handle it on your own. What's so interesting about this as well is that, like, you know, the first answer people might give is like, well, can you trust the IPC to be doing this treatment? And I think the reason why it's not about trust, I think it's like they know that like maybe like Sparksicle doing this type of infection stuff is actually very much a detriment to their version of the Phantasm Moon games, is their version of Plan Arcadia. So them kind of like doing this type of thing is not them saving people's lives. It's like definitely like it's trying to stop a detrimental thing from happening to their plans, I think.
Are there already victims in the city?
That's okay. That's something that's interesting as well. I didn't think about this part. And him goes exactly right. I would think because like that's a good note. That's a good note. There is already people in the city that if they're talking about treatments like already, that means there's already people who've been infected. That's very Himiko, thank you for picking that up for me.
To eliminate the memetic virus, helping patient 0 face reality is a crucial phase of the treatment.
Himiko, Sparkle, and Stell.
What's happening?
You've never been to Fatal Joke before?
That's not surprising. I don't spend much time at the tavern. And to reiterate, I'm perfectly healthy.
They're not saying Sparkle is patient 0, are they?
I love patients who deny their illness. I'll personally shatter their self-confidence.
Do you think this could be the case?
Miss Sparkle, I'm going to write up a detailed diagnosis report for you. In the meantime, why don't you chat with your fellow patients who share your affliction?
Wait, so maybe Sparkle is infected in some ways? Possibly?
Gray hair, let's go. I don't want to waste any more time with this.
And Sparkle's like, this is one of the few times that Sparkle...
Miss Sparkle, please wait in this room until the consultation is complete.
This is one of the few times that Sparkle feels kind of like not in control of a situation, right? Because like I think, and that's the whole point. I think that's why Sparksy's so scary, is that Sparksy is kind of like taking Sparkle's role of being the kind of the one who's messing things up around the world, while Sparkle feels like they're kind of like catching up. which is again grounded them and made them like way more real and made us like them even more. I feel like not because I'm like I like when they're in distress. It's more like it's interesting to see Sparkle very kind of like vulnerable and kind of like very not heroic, but like on the side of the not on our side, but like in a position where like they have to also fight against something that is like a mimetic, like cognition change. That is something that is like a prank. That's something weird. Like she has to fight against it very much so too. It's really interesting. It's really interesting.
Sparkle, you're back!
The mask.
You seem happy.
Is it really happy?
Yeah, I'm keeping my spirits high, just like
Is she talking through the mask? I think it's a smiling mask.
You're the one who told me that a smiling mask will never have bad
This
luck,
is very
aren't
creepy.
you?
This is very creepy.
This world doesn't want to see too much sadness, cruelty, rage, or pain. You told me that I just need to smile, no matter what.
Yeah, this is so weird. It's so weird. And it already was weird, but like seeing it in full effect.
I did everything you asked. But why did you abandon me? Right now, I just want to scream, to cry,
But
to shout.
so she said though here is Sparkle, not Sparksy. So she's talking directly to Sparkle about something as well, about wearing the smiling mask. If you wore the smiling mask, I'll never have bad luck. So did Sparkle actually tell her this?
I just want to devour you whole.
Oh?
Just how many masks have you thrown
So
away?
yeah, is that the thing? Is Sparkle give these masks to these people?
Don't worry about it. Everyone sheds just as many versions of themselves in a
And then
lifetime.
these people got this mask then in after what happened then? So again, I thought this was going to be maybe a thing where we were going to see the effects of Sparksy, but they said patient 0. So I wonder if they're saying that it has something to do with like Sparkle and like her giving away of her mask, because that was definitely like a Sparkle mask that they said she found in some ways.
Sparkle. Do you still
Yeah, like they're just like
remember me?
Sparkle again, like, right? It's not Spark. They're not saying that if it was Sparksy that they were talking about, they'd say Sparksy.
More people got my name right today than in the past week. I'm so touched. I am your original mask. The Sparkle Roll Mask.
Sparkle Roll Mask.
The archetype of a bright maiden doomed for a short life. The avenger who perishes with her nemesis. The lover who dies for love. The young artist driven to madness.
What?
You used me to win fame, applause, and countless eager gazes. So why would you cruelly cast me
So,
aside?
okay, I think it's right to be like a little bit like, kind of a bit initially confused, but I think what's happening here is that like these are literally the masks that were left behind and then these patients found these masks. But the masks themselves are upset about Sparkle leaving them and casting them aside, because Sparkle puts on so many different faces and so many different masks, right? So like it's like she's a different person each time.
Please,
Oh wow.
wear me once
Begging
more.
to be worn once more.
The worst thing an actor should do is be tied down to one type of role.
Yeah, but is that... I wonder what effect that's happening on Sparkle.
Do yourself a favor and stay
You know what I mean? I
down.
wonder what effect that's having on her, the idea that she continually just drops personas and drops herself.
The diagnosis results are in, Miss Sparkle.
I think we should check on this too, right? I know they said we can check
Hey there. Are you also troubled by the same illness?
the same
as me?
illness.
What illness do you
Please
have?
answer, yeah.
I once suffered from a disease called
What?
Fool.
What kind of disease is Fool?
A masked fool named Sparkle grew out of me,
Whoa.
slowly becoming one with me. She used me to bear all the
Whoa.
pain caused by her performances, left me battered and bruised,
Interesting.
while she slipped away from everything.
This is what I feel like this kind of adds to like what we were saying in Penacony about Sparkle, right? The idea that like, because she puts on so many masks, does she ever really get to like truly know who herself is? And like in this case, like it's also like she's experiencing all the pain that comes along with the actions that she takes and the people that she interacts with, but because she drops the mask, she feels that she can leave maybe those things behind and those things she did. Those things she did behind, like those emotions behind. Like it's like kind of like, imagine you were in like 20 different relationships, and every single time you could literally just drop who you were at the door and go on. I feel like one of those things is like, yeah, like you can maybe like ignore for as long as possible, but I feel like this has to have some effect on Sparkle, right?
But I was lucky enough to find this tumor called Sparkle. And I expelled this malignant growth from my body.
I was looking up to find this tumor called Sparkle. So she says here that like Sparkle grew out of her, right? And then she used the mask. So like she sees Sparkle as like a growth, as something that like was a cancer on her. Yeah.
You're just a tool I discarded.
This has to affect Sparkle in some way, right? For sure. So interesting, man. Again, like I've said it since Pennyconey, and I think it's always been like Sparkle's character. Sparkle's never been a character that's just like one-dimensional, like, oh, she's just tricking us all the time. There's a literal scene that she's like sitting by at the end of Pennyconey. She's literally sitting by the centerpiece of the main area in Pennyconey, and she looks depressed as heck, man, as everything's happening. Like we can deny it all you want, but I feel like there is like a vulnerability to her that is like not explored fully literally yet, but I feel like they keep giving hints of like she never gets to truly know who she is as a person, right? That's the way I look at it.
Attention patient.
Miss Sparkle, I have your results. Your main components are madness, humor, and a theatrical personality. Unfortunately, the proportions are badly imbalanced. You're beyond saving.
Yeah, man, Sparkle has always been an interesting character, but what they've done for Sparkle in Plan Arcadia has been superb.
But the silver lining is your mask has fallen off. She's free of blast.
And that's where everyone's misfortune began. None of the masks I've cast off ever had such strong opinions or such a temper.
So she's not just your first and foremost, so Sparksy's one of your fool's masks. Because I was saying is, I think they were doing a figure, literally, Sparksy is a mask that then grew to have like a stronger opinion, such a temper, such a strong will as well. While the other masks seem to just like have a resentment towards Sparkle in a lot of ways, or like they want Sparkle to come back. This Sparksy mask grew a will of its own, and maybe it is because of the Phantasm Moons, right, with the imagining and stuff.
She
That's so
no
interesting.
longer needs to be corroded by your cancer of rationality. Now she can do anything.
That's such a crazy way to put it.
Didn't dare to do.
This is amazing writing. The idea that like again fools would sit here and say like she's not burdened by your rationality, where a lot of people would see like the rational part of somebody is a very strong part. It's to have rationality and look at things in a very rational way can save yourself in a lot of ways, and save other people too, depending on who you are, of course, how much power you have. But like, it's interesting that they say like in getting rid of that part, that mask, getting rid of Sparkle, has let her be all these things: madness, humor, theatrical, all these things, without the rational aspect.
Ha! As if there's anything Miss Sparkle wouldn't dare to do.
We believe in you, Sparkle, but
For example, you don't dare wear any
her character's so interesting, man. Her character's so interesting. Holy hell. Oh, that stopped her in her tracks as well. Yeah, this whole discarding of the mask, I think it has maybe to do with what the other mask said, which is like the idea of like doing these actions and then like forgetting about them, casting them aside. Not having to deal with those actions anymore. Not having to think about them anymore. I genuinely think that's what it is.
Like a butterfly shedding old skin, you keep discarding every mask just so you won't be defined or bound by them. You're afraid to stop, to be stuck in some stereotype. You're afraid that one day you won't be elating enough.
So interesting, man. Again, like this idea, look at this, like this is such a cool way of putting it as well. She's afraid that if she's stuck in one stereotype, that she's stuck in one position, she won't be, like, I guess if you're talking about elating, she's not gonna be as like wild as not as much, not as fun as much, not as like a representation of like aha as much, I guess. But it's interesting because like I always got the vibe that like she definitely like, you know, the world around her did affect her, and she never really truly understood who she was. And here they're saying, which is like, you know, something they're saying that's different, is that she's worried that if she puts on a mask for too long, she will become just like one character, and then she stops being this like pure representation of like, you know, elation.
That's why you drew Miss Sparksy and became her online.
Oh my god, this is such an interesting like assessment of a character.
As a dazzling mask, everyone confides in her. Everyone wants to be her. Everyone feeds her their clever ideas. You thought this would inject new life
And
into
she had
your
doubts
elation.
about her own elation, so she created Sparksy. That's so interesting. Like, she created this, like, ultimate, like, barely any confines, barely any restrictions character that people would fall in love with, people would, like, click on, people would, like, be giving so much attention to.
But sadly, once the mask is on you, you become its accessory. People care only about the image the mask paints. No one cares about you beneath.
But again, we felt this since Penacody. This has been a thing with Sparkle. Like, the idea that, like, and again, I don't know how, like, you know, accurate Sparkle's gonna feel about this right now, but I think that even if she denies it, it's, like, something that we felt, right? Where, like, she can never truly be a real person while she is wearing so many different masks. Because, again, people who are in love with Sparksy, right? When she plays different characters, they, like, you know, become, like, attached to the idea of, like, who she is in that moment, right?
And that is why she came
So
to life.
interesting, man. What they've done for Sparkle's character in this story has been incredible. It's been so great. And I think they've made a character that, as you said, was already interesting, but like kind of like a wild character and a wild card. They've made him into a character that like I would like kill to just see more of their story constantly, you know? For sure. Yeah, just fantastic stuff they've done so far with Sparkle's character.
Human recognition and desire will flow through the internet, providing nourishment for her to bloom. She'll become a bewitching flower, conforming to everyone's wishes, letting them wear her, become her, and blossom across all of plain Arcadia. What a beautiful sight.
Nah. Doc, do you have a way to stop her? I know the reason why they're saying that, like, this is beautiful because from their perspective, like, Sparkle is, like, I believe the perfect representation of, like, elation, right? She is all the elation without any of the, rationality, right? But I feel like, you know, it's like we still have to like stop it because that's not good. That's not a good thing. Doctor, do you have any way to stop her? Because again, take away people's free will is not a good thing.
Stop? You mean treat? Yes?
Treat, sure.
Cremate Sparkle. That's the best treatment I can prescribe.
Like burn her? Like end her existence by burning her?
And here I thought you had something clever.
Will that work? Will burning her work?
After all, there's only one radical cure for all suffering. Make oneself disappear, right?
That's such a dark way of putting it, right? The cure for all suffering, make oneself disappear. That is so dark. And again, like, Honkai Star Rail doesn't shy away from doing darker ideas. I want to make that clear. Like, this is the thing where I'm sitting here being like, what the hell, man? Honkai Star Rail, this is so shocking. Like, they do dark stories all the time. Like, we just went through freaking, like, Amphorias. So Sparkle being like saying like, hey, basically the one way to like stop, you know, what's the, you know, like to make the nightmare stop is to make oneself disappear. It's so like, it's such a cutting line.
Miss Sparkle, don't think I'm joking around with you. I only misbehave outside the tavern.
But not in the tavern?
But here, I am a doctor, without quotation marks. My treatment is real and effective. Generally, when a fool vanishes, their mask loses its power and becomes a dead thing. You're two sides of the same coin, after all.
So, when a fool vanishes, their mask loses power. Wait, so... Oh my god! Guys, the words they're so messed up in my mind sometimes that like I was like, oh, cremate Sparksy, and I thought they were like, she was like saying like we have to destroy Sparksy. No, this is, guys, literally because Sparkle and Sparksy get so mixed up in my mind, I was like, oh, cremate yeah, I didn't even think. She's saying we literally have to kill Sparkle to get rid of Sparksy. That's what she's saying. Oh my god, I'm so sorry I missed that, guys. That's crazy. And you might be like, well, Calvin, how is killing Sparksy not as crazy? Because I feel like, you know, saying, hey, we have to like cremate this person who's about to change everyone's free will is like, it's a pretty common thing that people might say, like, you know, let's kill him, let's destroy him, let's stop them, right? That's like something, it's like, okay, it's pretty common, yeah, Sparkle, like, and that makes sense what Sparkle said, the cure for all sufferings make oneself disappear. She was literally meeting cremation. Sorry I missed that, guys. Again, Sparkle and Sparksy, you've probably seen it happen to me before where like it gets mixed up in like even sentences sometimes. 100%. Maybe I'm actually, that's probably like that's actually probably a good thing for the story, right? The fact that like, you know, I'm kind of like getting mixed up sometimes, I guess, in a way. Oh my god.
But as for Sparksy, I can't say for sure. During SparksyCon, she'll be worn by millions of ordinary people in plain Arcadia, feeding her with sustenance and strength. Your window of opportunity is therefore fleeting.
So, because again, it is going to be like a vast amount of people wearing this, right? We have just a short amount of time. We have a very short amount of time to do this.
Go on, lie down on that bed and say
No!
goodbye to your friends. Press that button and the nurse will come wheel you away.
There is not a universe in hell, in heaven, in other places that people believe in that I will let this happen.
There's a door in the tavern that absolutely positively leads to a still burning star in Siduni Rama. The nurse will send you there and that'll be the end of it.
We're not having that at all. That's not happening at all. I'm sorry. It's not happening whatsoever.
And if I say no?
We're saying no.
Then I'll have to be impolite.
So she's not suggesting this. She's saying we will kill you. There's also a button on the bed, by the way. No. Can we do something?
Miss Sparkle, nameless. The choice is yours. As for me, by the laughter above, I've got to catch the next ship out of this dump.
Okay, get out of here then. Fine.
Hey! What's going on? Why am I pinned here?
This is not good. How do we?
Gray hair. Ma'am, navigator. A little help?
Of course you're gonna help, right?
You need me. I can help you defeat Sparksy.
Okay, can I say this right now? Like, while Sparkle has done some crazy stuff to us,
What's going on? Why am I pinned here?
right? There's
The
not an
mask
ounce
of
of me
the
that would want to
masked
burn her
fool
alive.
represents what you wish to become. You use it to focus your power, but the mask will gradually bind you as well.
So the mask represents what you want. So like, are they saying that like Sparkle, which it makes sense again, like her becoming different personas as well too. They said it before, like, you know, the idea of Sparksy was like this ultimate form of like, again, this character that like got all this love and attention and but they're saying the mask will eventually bind you.
That's why you've been avoiding Sparksy all this time. She didn't just steal a vial of mimetic virus. She stole your strength.
So she took everything with her?
No wonder the fool at the bar joked, when a masked fool loses
Oh my
their
God.
mask, what remains is just a fool.
This is why I love about Himiko picking up on this stuff, because again, I just thought like they were just doing like weird fool proverbs or something. But no, it's like they're saying because she had her mask stolen, she's lost her power. Sparksy took her powers with her? And is that why? Because again, Sparkle being trapped by someone like already is kind of very shocking to me, because again, she's usually the one doing the trapping, she's usually the one doing the tricking.
Yes. Every fool has at least one such mask. Not mere decoration, but a part of our destiny, crafted by our own hands.
This music as well, man. Every fool has at least one mask, not mere decoration. So it's like every fool is, it's not every mask, it's one mask in particular can be like about their destiny.
It might be a mourning actor mask you
So
took a liking
interesting.
to and stole from them. It might be a head accessory you personally sketched in a moment of inspiration. Or it might be something that one day fell from the sky and latched onto your face.
She's being so like somber about this too. It's so, again, like even seeing Sparkle like this, guys, I'm sorry. I don't care. Like seeing her tied down or like pinned down and like vulnerable and like trapped is so weird because she's usually the one that's doing all the tricking and the trapping. You know, it's so weird. And hearing her being so somber in her voice too, it's like such a different like version of Sparkle.
To become a fool, one must experience at least one such instance of destiny. The moment of masking one's
So you
face.
have to experience putting on this mask. You have to experience the idea of putting on the Sparksy mask.
Through the mask's eye holes, we gain a different perspective. Finally seeing how the universe is simply churning with endless jokes and the absurd
Her voice,
nature of our existence as living beings.
Through the mask eyes, we gain different perspectives. Finally seeing how the universe is simply churning with endless jokes. So like it's about perspective. This is something that every masked fool has to do once in their life. It's so, man, this is so crazy. Seeing Sparkle this like somber, this melancholic.
The mask is who we want to be.
Oh my god.
And now, this imposter is more me
That's so,
than I am.
that's so, we can do something about it. We can definitely do something about it.
Do it! Press the button.
No.
Call the nurse and cremate Miss Sparkle.
No. Never.
At least then, the imposter will lose her power for a little while. You should be able to take her down easily, right? You're not actually going to press it.
Oh, maybe it's not acceptance because again, in the moment being like, let's do this, but she's like, don't actually press it.
Give us a moment to hesitate, to think.
We're definitely not gonna do it.
Waiting is torture, you know. You're not doing this on purpose to punish me, are you?
What the hell, man?
Hey, gray hair! Say something!
I know, like again, press the what? Don't be. Of course, not press the. We're not gonna press the button, but like, it kind of feels like in a way that like Himiko probably in a way like is kind of rightly being like, you played so many pranks in us. Here's a little bit of a prank again. Making a masked fool wait is probably the worst fate than death, right? And I honestly think as well that like if Himiko is kind of questioning this, I wonder like how much of this is like sincere as well.
I knew it. Gray hair. You're still that same warm-hearted gray hair I know.
I appreciate this line, and like I know it's one of those things that like Himiko is definitely being a bit more aggressive towards Sparkle. And I think Himiko probably is, noting from history of mass fools and is trying to like see if she's being sincere and all this stuff too. And again, it's one of those things where like obviously like I know that there are aspects of her character that are vulnerable, that are showing off a new side to her. So obviously I'm like trying to handle everything with care, but like maybe Himiko's seeing that this is like not as sincere and there's some aspects that aren't sincere. But even if it's not fully sincere, this line is still very lovely to me, even with like it being dripped with insincerity. I don't know, it's one of those things where like I still don't want her to get like even potentially burnt at all.
Psst. Let me tell you something. While no one was looking, I already popped
Oh
the
my
battery
God.
out of the button.
No,
This was a test, and you passed.
Sparkle.
Since the fool made her choice, she must have a plan to reclaim the
Oh my
mask, right?
God. Okay, look, here's the thing as well. Like, Himiko obviously sensed there was something off about this for sure. And again, I still think that there's aspects of this, and it's a very Sparkle thing to like, for me to come away from this being like, what parts are true, what parts were not, we're not true. Like, I think it's a very like Sparkle thing, right? Which again, I'm not upset about like, ever like, treating something with care or hoping that Sparkle, because again, they are showing off that Sparkle does have insecurities. They've been showing that off since Pennicody. And I think that what we probably will get out of a scene like this is that, like, yes, she clearly was playing a prank, right? But there's probably like aspects of it that were like true, like the stuff with the masks and the power being stolen and all this stuff as well. But like everything with Sparkle, I'm coming away from this now being like, what was real and what wasn't real? What was like true? What was fake? And I feel like that's like, the Sparkle experience in a lot of ways, That's a Sparkle experience.
If you dare say no, I'll press this button and let the orbital cannon cremate you for real. Your sticky little fingers aren't fast enough to steal this battery, are they?
It's interesting. Himiko like is like very much because again, I'm obviously coming from a perspective of being like, you know, I kind of want to like, you know, help Sparkle in a lot of ways, right? But I think Himiko is coming from the perspective of like, I know what mass fools are like. I know what Sparkle has done in the past. I've seen the trickery that Sparkle's done. I'm not bull crapping around here. This is a really serious situation.
There's a way. There's always a way.
Oh my god, man! Even the voice acting's so great here too. Again, seeing Sparkle like panic, like to somebody so different.
Miss Sparkle will definitely take responsibility and work together with everyone to stop Sparksicon.
Wild. This is such a wild scene. This is such a wild scene. Have you ever heard her with panic? And again, if there's one person that could make someone panic, like, you know, like that is Himiko's, you know, sternness. And Himiko was taking no prisoners there, you know?
What's with this
Oh
applause?
no. Oh no, is it starting?
Have we been watched the whole time?
Wait, what?
Bravo!
What? Should we get Sparkle off the bed first or something? So, again, we're left with thinking, like, what is real and what's not real. I think the power where the power is being taken with Sparks is real. I think the power of the idea of, like, the destiny and what became a true form of, like, an amazing form of Sparkle and what she believes the true Sparkle is true. But obviously, I think there was some aspects where, like, she knew she was never going to get actually, like, burnt alive from that button there, and she was still playing tricks there and a prank there as well, right? So there's aspects that are real, aspects that are not real, and that is...
Lives to fight another day.
Mass Fool? What the... What? Oh, smash the glass. Sorry, guys. What? It was all an illusion?
The audience watched our every move in that treatment. Is this a hospital or a theater?
What is Yun Li doing here?
That's life for you. While there's life, there's judgment. In every unseen corner, countless judging eyes are watching, diagnosing, and writing their own prescriptions.
Himiko is like being very like strong here with her words, right? Like equating the idea of elation and a high to like everyday life as well, right? The idea of like this kind of like judgment is like something that happens to everybody. Everyone's always judging you.
I must admit, Fatal Joke is a fascinating place. Real shame I didn't come check it out earlier.
This is one of the most interesting scenes ever. It really is.
Ignore the spectators. They're just here for laughs. They won't help and couldn't if they tried.
Himiko's being so stern here.
You said you had a way to stop Sparksy. Let's hear it.
I kind of like it.
What's the plan?
I kind of like that she's not being the usual soft Himiko. She's being like, we have to do something. She's not pulling any punches with Sparkle.
I've got a few anti-sparkle weapons in my collection.
Okay. What's that?
The name says it all. These are items Miss Sparkle collected in my past adventures, and weapons that my fierce rivals once used against me. On a trip, I met a girl who shared my tastes. She had quite the knack to be a fool. In our battle of wits, she nearly turned me into sparkle paste using the local tumbleweed specialty. She also had a massive mech with beam cannons up the wazoo,
What?
ready to blast away any time.
Up the wazoo?
I quietly replicated those powerful goodies from my travels. With these anti-sparkle weapons, that imposter won't know what hit her.
I'm very happy and excited to see what this can be. Who do you think this is? Do we know who this is? Tumbleweed specialty? The local tumbleweed specialty. I want to say Rappa, but I don't know. I'm trying to. Maybe you guys will remind me.
I gotta say, I'm quite the visionary. You two, let's head to the storage area next. I've already contacted Giovanni. He's doing an inventory check of the lost items there.
Okay. Yeah. So, first of all, what is Yun Li doing here? I have no idea. But it is such an interesting scene because again, you're left with the idea of like, as always, a spark, and I think this is like very. Look at this, just this sequence here. It's so interesting. Just this like visual of the bed here amongst this like grass. But like no, like I think with Sparkle you're supposed to be left with a feeling of like, okay, did she mean this? Did she mean that? She clearly didn't mean that, but she probably meant this. In that moment there, Himiko clocked that she had like lost her powers to Sparksy, a lot of her powers when Sparksy became this ultimate true mass that separated from her and took a lot of her powers with her. And a lot of people view Sparksy as this like perfect form of like maybe Sparkle because she has all the elation, all the craziness, all this stuff in between without any of the rationality that will hold her back in a lot of ways as well. The only way to kill, and in the eyes of this doctor to kill Sparksy was to kill Sparkle, to burn and cremate Sparkle. In that moment, Sparkle played another prank on us. She took out the batteries of the button, but still tested Stell to see if that she would press it. But I think she knew that Stell wouldn't press it, but she still wanted to see and just be sure that Stell wouldn't press it. But in that moment, she shared something, and the doctor shared something too, which is like the vulnerability of Sparkle, which is the idea of like not knowing who she truly is by taking off all the, by putting on so many masks that she doesn't know who she truly is. Leaving the mask behind means that she can like constantly like be this like keeping up with the idea of elation and being a new version all the time. She never becomes stale or becomes a stereotype, which again would make sense why she sees Sparksy as like this like thing. There's a dog barking outside. I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry if you guys hear that. Again, it's not the dog's fault, obviously. The dog's just doing his thing. But yeah, they probably why there's like a thing with Sparksy, which is like, you know, this like ultimate form of Sparkle, right? This ultimate version that maybe like a destiny in that way too, which is like this ultimate form of like elation. It's what they can be or what they thought their destiny was. So when that mask, you know, became its own thing, it seemed to have taken the powers of Sparkle with them as well. Now, obviously, like, there's like, as I said, there's like stuff you could say, well, some of that stuff wasn't true. So, and again, I totally agree. Like, there's like, I think that like, you know, 100% her like being like, so kill me, could have been like, again, her just like having fun because she knew the button was not there as well. Because as soon as what happened, as soon as like Himiko said, we will cremate you for real, what happened? Don't, please, you know? She was actually scared to die. So we know she was scared to die, but again, not in that moment because she knew that she'd replace the button. But this is such an interesting character thing. We're left wondering what's real and what's not real, but at the same time, too, we definitely were privy to the more vulnerable aspects of Sparkle. I think that's a very, like, you know, truthful way of putting it, to be honest. Honestly. Now, what in the world is Yunli doing here? You know what I mean? What are you doing here?
This is the stage where no one can predict.
Stella, is really you? I heard the Asterisk made away to Planet Arcadia, and I was planning to find you on March 7th to hang out. Didn't expect to run into you here at the tavern. This isn't really a place for kids. Didn't that sign only say, ha, and the morning actors aren't allowed in? Besides, I remember Madame Yao's Yuche delegate. Are you? Master always says that 10,000 miles of travel beats 10,000 swings of a sword, so I figured since I'm here, I might as well see a few new places and experience something fresh. You know, the special fur dishes here in Planet Arcadia are amazing. I've tried Dreamless coffee and meatball these past few days. They're just as good as Yancho's berry pheasant skewers. The folks at the Golden Confessional are all hilarious. They're so polite. So polite? Yeah. Yeah. Slip of the tongue? Yeah, slip of the tongue. Hey, it looks like you've caught me, boss. Guess I have to reveal my true name. Firbius Nzanabo. I took vacation to come and have fun and even cast transformation spells to make it more interesting, but you went and interrupted me, boss. Yeah, but how about not, like, people I know? Buddy. Since you wanted my act, you'll just have to be part of the show. What? You were the one who's pretending to be like this kid I knew.
The harmony will soon play in unison.
I feel like this, again, honestly, maybe intentionally so.
Soul shall it
This place is a fever dream.
The stars echo because
Greatest song of all time.
Better hedge your bets.
Why not? Just get rid of him. We don't need to do anything special with this battle anyway. That's so awesome, man. That's so awesome, the ending there. Yeah, we don't need to do anything special there. Oh, boss, how heartless. Even my dad... Well, I hope he wouldn't hit you. That's not right. I was drawn on an assembly line. I don't have a dad. I must find somewhere to ponder these nonsensical questions. Bye. If you want to be back at the magazine, wait until my vacation's over. I have no problem with you having a vacation. It's so important to get a vacation. What's happening? Oh, the camera wasn't working for a second. Yeah, it's important. Like, take as much vacation time as you want, man. You know? Ain't none of my business. You don't have to lie and pretend to be young late to get a vacation. Beep boop, frontline reporter bringing fresh intel. Wow, checking modes, look at that. What the hell? Like, is that the thing they said when they put the Sparksy thing on and when they stare at you, you become the Sparksy thing? Have you seen a student with pink hair? Human students have way too many hair colors. I can't tell which one you're looking for, but this fur will keep trying. Thank you, Paraprince. Someone's not right there. They're taking down the wave mural from the school. Beep boop, detecting movement heading towards this Furbo's position. Do you remember my contributions to the club, President? Talk later. No, thank you so much, Furbo man.
Intel from the school?
Undercover journalist didn't find the hostages.
The Furbo journalists couldn't find March or Mr. Yang. But they did spot Sparksy taking down the wave painting in the school courtyard.
Which was done by Graphia.
Oh? That's noteworthy. Looks like Sparksy's busy making preparations too. But why do all this? Never mind her for now. Let's check out the Fool's storage area.
Let's go. Yeah, so taking down the Graphia statue is an interesting choice for Sparksicle.
This tavern is huge.
It's big, it's massive, it's gigantic.
It's alright. I just wish there were more fun spots around here.
I mean, it's already very wild. For sure. Again, as I said, like, this minigame...
There are that many people under the dance floor?
This minigame is so fun. That there's whenever I get to it, there's never a feeling of like, oh, well, we should be doing this right now. The pacing shouldn't be having this right now. How do we do this? Down? Because again, as I said, like when we look at like Hanu, right? Really great stuff. But like, I'm sure there was like once or twice like in a quest where you're like, oh, do we have to do the Hano thing right now? But again, it was still fun, but it was like, maybe the pacing doesn't really match here, but this game is so like energetically fun constantly that I never feel like, I never feel like I don't want to do it, you know what I mean? Again, not bad mouthing Brother Hanu. We love Brother Hanu. Here we go. Oh, this is a famous painting, isn't it? Yeah. I think it's called Water Mountain Grass Sand. Whoa! Like these lock boxes, but the world is kind of like spiraling. That giant gem over there looks like it's in like a manga panel? What is this place? This is the...
Hey, Gio! What are you doing up there?
What are you doing up there?
Working my tail off for you, tallying
Oh, you
the
look sick.
losses. Wait, who'd you bring with you?
That's actually such a sick look. The mask with the long hair. Very, very cool idea for a look.
Oh, it's Miss Trailblazer.
You know us as well?
I knew you'd step into the tavern and become one of us someday. Those with the makings of masked fools are naturally drawn to one another.
So you're saying that we have the potential?
You sure know quite a few fools.
I mean, yeah, Sampo, Sparkle. Do we know this guy? Have we met this guy before?
Ah, and the lovely lady behind you. You must be Miss Himiko, navigator of the Express. A pleasure to meet you.
Mr. Giovanni, just call me Himiko.
You can tell Himiko's patience is running a bit thin. You can tell, right? Even with the tone of her voice there. Mr. Giovanni, please just call me Himiko.
Normally only fools may enter, but since Sparkle brought you, and you are practically an old friend, I can make an exception as the caretaker. Let me show you around.
There's probably a quest that that Giovanni was in that I'm forgetting or that I didn't do.
Gio, cut the spiel. Sampo says you recite that intro so often he's grown calluses on his ears.
I love that Sparkle and Sampo are like buddies. It's like one of my favorite things, even though they don't like, act like it, but sometimes I love that, like, one of my favorite, like, just tidbits about their characters that, like, they're just buds, and they reference each other quite a bit.
Want the fool's treasures, souvenirs, and prank gear? Come to the Grand Treasury Storage. They've stashed everything here.
Oh my god, the tone at the end there.
You stole my line again.
Are you trying to advertise to thieves or what? That line sounds familiar.
With our theft rate, that tagline's probably to blame.
I'll admit it's catchy. That's why I used it as a slogan. Storage area visits went up by 26% after that.
Oh.
Business first. Did you see my pickup message I sent? Where's my stored anti-sparkle weapons?
This is such again, making the world feel alive, right? And making it feel real and making it feel like it has, like, it's like, not that it has to feel like, no, it's not unusual, but like, the fact that they have like storage for weapons in this place too, it's just like something that like adds to the tavern a bit, that makes it feel like there's a function in the tavern. It just feels very like normalized through the fools, so like it just feels like part of the world. It's just so fun seeing like information about that, like expand the world even more. Oh, so like the tavern has a storage place where you can store your anti-sparkle weapons.
Your storage list is a total mess. You never leave any notes. If I hadn't been called to audit, who'd know how many surprises you got stashed away? As for the anti-sparkle weapons, I'd love to know what on earth that's supposed to be. Why don't you go in and look for yourself? As requested, I've linked the vault entrance to your collection room.
Gio, did the imposter leave this behind?
How should I know? I've been doing inventory all this time. I only
Such an
just now
place.
noticed something fishy about this thing.
Yeah, it's so interesting. The gold beetle represents Ito in Genshin, of course. Take a picture. I thought you were supposed to be on holidays, bud. It's like forcing SpongeBob to go on holidays. Oh my god, we're actually walking into the manga panel, which we did this before in the school before, but now we're gonna do it again.
What's this?
Whoa! That's one massive stellar
It
jade.
should be worth like 20 million
Let's go in and
bajillion.
take a look.
Yeah, this visual is so great because they could have done this in a way that like looks really bad. Because again, usually when people do like transitions into like it's a comic book, it can look like very like someone who's never read a comic book at all. This looks like we jumped into like a Junji Ito comic, right? This is what this feels like. It feels like we jumped into one of his manga panels. Sergio, there's so many theories about where these gems came from. Some say they're like that cooled and crystallized after the primordial universe took shape. Others claim they're crystallized essence of ancient leviathans, 400 billion years. Either way, that sounds sick. Without doubt, its mesmerizing beauty could be traded for everything in the universe, material pleasures, light cones of the garden, ancient relics, and devotions to others. There's such a huge one on the right. In front of you, big enough to drive everyone crazy. That's right, you want it. You really want it. You're going into a frenzy. Is it talking to me? So like it's talking directly to us with this?
Kid, wake up.
Thanks God. Thank God Himiko's here, man. Thank God Himiko's here.
This rock is dangerous.
Should we attack it?
Dangerous. I'll smash it with one swing.
You got it. Smash it and bring it all back.
I love that that's like something that Sparkle and Stella can like, love about each other, Stella's like, I'll smash, and Sparkle's like, woo! Oh? Oh! Of course, it was Robin, the strongest DPSer. Well done. What?
Stellar Jade is the perfect bait for catching the nameless.
What the hell is that? Sparksy's voice, but what is that?
How generous of you. First time I've seen a thief steal something and leave something even more valuable in the vault.
So she stole the weapons?
Isn't this exactly the type of phantom thief flair we masked fools adore? Remove a carefully curated piece and leave a gift in place to soothe the owner.
Stop. What in the hell? What am I even looking at? It's like visually disgusting.
A jumbo-sized Stellar Jade
Oh my, so she had a jar of mimetic virus and anti-sparkle weapons and she took them. She took them and replaced it with like a 60 jades.
And you stole my other prized pieces too? That worthless junk? Consider it a compliment.
No, that's not fair. That's not fair. That was not your stuff. No, well, none of it was your stuff, but that's not fair. Right? It's not fair whatsoever.
Before Sparks Con begins, I'd like a little warm-up entertainment. Old model and the nameless. You should be able to break out of this room, right? Don't disappoint me now.
Oh, so we're fighting this thing? No, Sparkle, no, don't think this way.
My anti-sparkle weapon has turned into a failed
Wait, they're all anti-sparkle weapons merged together? And again, we're once again hearing Sparkle be tricked, and it's such a different experience, right, than usual.
The customer is king. And for me to portray the king, well, you gotta make it worth my while.
Like, hearing Sparkle be desperate about anything is a wild thing to even like think about, right? It's so wild because we're so used to her, even in moments where she is vulnerable and she is a character that you can tell there's something deeper down that's kind of sad with her. What happens? She still has like this kind of like front-facing like trickery to her.
Time to say bye. Boom.
Great music here.
The harmony will soon play in unison.
The dice have been cast. Bust.
This thing is like a damage sponge, honestly. It's such a weird visual. It's so freaking nuts.
Watch your head.
Stand still.
But does it have any weaknesses? It doesn't appear to be having weaknesses right now. It's going 6 out of 6, whatever it's doing. Oh, that's a cool visual.
All right, I'll call your bet.
Have to be laughed around. We launched 10 hits on both sides. Oh. How do we do that? That's really weird.
Relax.
Oh, now now they do have a weakness, I guess.
Try this on for size.
But they're probably powered up as well.
No dirty tricks, all right? All in.
Lovely stuff, and they have a weakness to this as well, which is going to help us out so much.
Please, quiet
Go
down.
off.
That breathing sensation. Remember it.
Remember it. Remember this breathing. You're never going to happen again.
Good times never last.
Okay, we'll make a bet. If she says boom, right, then I'll play more Honkai Star Rail this Saturday.
Time to say bye.
What do you guys think?
Boom.
There we go. Another episode this Saturday. Captain, you should always give me an episode this Saturday. And yes, you can thank Himiko for that.
Gio, the security
Himiko,
here is an
Kafka.
absolute mess.
She's, again, this we're talking about, like, it's so interesting to see Sparkle on the side of someone who's, like, frantic and worried and, like, you know, a mess in some ways as well, you know?
You're in no position to talk. Even the drinksmith here is a temp. Count yourself lucky I'm kind enough to help tally your storage.
She didn't just steal my power and my collection. She completely destroyed Miss Sparkle's reputation. This is the worst day ever.
It's one of the best, again, I feel so bad for Sparkle. It's one of the best explorations into a character that's already been existing for like such a long time at this stage. Like, what a great exploration into a character. Like, holy hell. The idea that like we're seeing a version of Sparkle here who is frantic, worried, on the defense, you know? It's like she's a character who knew everything in Penacony before we even knew anything in Penacony. You know what I mean? She's a character who saw the spoilers for Penacony before Penacony started. She went into Hoyo and saw the spoilers, you know? It's such a different change. And again, it's an intentional change because, again, they want to make her like more, I think, grounded. I think a character that, like, you know, we can actually, if we're going to be with her for a while, we don't want to just sit here being always just like, oh, what's she saying? Oh, she's doing, you know, her constantly doing like a, well, is it true? Is it fake? Is it real? That kind of tone of voice. It's like, no, like we have like we're seeing the real person with us as well, you know?
A correction. Miss Sparkle's worst day so
Don't say that, Giovanni. Do not say that.
Want to make fun of me? Go ahead.
Again, the frantic nature of her voice, she's breathing heavier.
Don't get me wrong. I also don't think gear tumbleweeds and giant mechs would work on someone spreading mimetic viruses. I thought of a way just now that might suppress the mimetic contagion at Graphia Academy.
Well, we'll go whatever you want, Himiko. As I said to Himiko, you have a backup plan?
You can fight fire with fire, but a mimetic virus can be scoured away with water.
How so?
What do you mean?
Oh my god, the hopeful. Again, she's kind of like, when she's not being like a big trickster, she's kind of adorable. She's kind of like, oh, look at you. Look at you, adorable. Oh, look at baby.
Our informant at the school reports Sparksy is removing the central painting there. The imaginated painting, World Breaker Waves, is said to be a work left behind by Graphia herself.
It is.
Legend says the wave comes from the Dovebrook river water she used to wash off her painting mistakes. The artists say it is blessed. That's why they kept it in the school.
Wait, so using the water to wash away the mimetic virus?
I couldn't understand why Sparksy went to such lengths to tear it down. Now I do. Painting mistakes are redundant information that stain a painting. A mimetic virus is redundant information that stains the mind.
So, okay, so she's tearing it down because she's worried about it being used against her.
If someone knew how to harness this Dovebrook wave to wash over the
So
school,
sick.
they could cleanse the infection she spread. That's why Sparksy wanted to hide the painting.
Okay, so how do we do that? So the solution lies within the school. Don Hong to use Cloud Him? Maybe?
The waves on the painting aren't physical water. Only those versed in the art of imagenesis can control them.
That makes sense, okay. Yeah, I kind of knew that wasn't going to be like the solution, but I'll always suggest Don Hong anyway.
As a Graphia Academy alumna, I know a bit of traditional painting. Right now, our most directly effective
God.
plan is to break into the school, regain control of the painting, and use it to suppress Sparksy's movements.
I never thought I would be saying this. Himiko, Stell, and Sparkle are about to do a prison break, basically. They're about to do like a school break, I guess you could call it. This is so, such a fun idea for a quest, right? Try to use this painting to suppress what Sparkle can do. Because again, as I said, the statement here was, I mean, you can screenshot this one as well, but like, since the mimetic virus is redundant information that stains the mind, a mistake is redundant information that stains the painting, right? Just very simple, very easy way of looking at it.
Let's go. I'll make this imposter pay 100-fold.
And this is what I'm saying. I adore this, and I keep saying over and over again, I adore the fact that Sparkle is not like, you know, doesn't have us like on a leash going like, let's see where this is gonna lead. You know, again, it's a different. Again, I love that aspect of Sparkle. That's it's always so great. Every time Sparkle shows up with someone else, it's like it's such a fun moment, right? But I still think it's amazing that they're showing her in this way that even now in this moment, she's emotional, excited. She's energetic about stopping Sparksy. She hears this idea and she doesn't do her usual like, you think that would work? She goes, no, let's do it. You know, she wants to stop this. It's such an interesting way of like changing Sparkle's character, but not changing, but showing Sparkle's character.
Looks like our paths must part in haste. I wish you all fair winds on your journey ahead.
Also, I do have the fan on still. I know like it's not technically a heat wave, but it's still like kind of a little bit warmer, so it's like on like a lower level, so I hope it doesn't annoy you guys either.
Oh, if any of you feel uncertain about what's next, here's a small suggestion. Take a detour inside the Bliss Star Light Orb.
We don't have time to waste? What is that place?
For us masked fools, that light orb holds the same significance as the Phantos Moon hanging above. Deep within the orb, everyone can find the divine revelations of the elation.
So... Okay. Whatever you want. Yeah, awesome stuff. The way that they, as I said, have made Sparkle just like the main character of this whole story for a while is actually like really, really well done. Leave the storage area.
This doesn't look like where we came
It's
in.
definitely not. We were in a warped spiral
I had
area.
old Geo open a shortcut.
Oh, thank you. And it's not, to be honest, like it's not surprising that you know, Sparkle's character is so interesting because Honkai Star Rail is like a master at like, you know, if you're with the character for like any amount of time, you're about to like learn something about them, even if it's only in short bursts, you know. Beep boop, President, we've got another situation here. Gone into intel? I should have said well done. They're doing a good job. Power Prince. After the immediately ordered students to take down the wave mural, this Furbo has been keeping a close watch. They found it. They're keeping it. Is that the... It's just one of them. I'll keep at it and find the rest. Holy Furboli. That lady seems to have spotted me. Oh no, you took a pill. Oh, it's terrifying. But also, like, for Power Prince is hilarious. Journalist to the end. Or I guess paparazzi to the end. Oh my god, I've been spotted. Click, click. Oh my god, you know what I mean? Like, even at this moment here as well. But those minions are like very cool design, but terrifying, right? But where are they hiding it? Do you think? Library? That's so funny. Oh my god! Click, click, click! That's actually very, very funny. Of course it's not okay. Sending us to infiltrate this place, nameless, you got some tricks up your sleeve. Oh, now they're aware of us knowing where it is. You're in limbo times and odds. Don't get cocky. I'm going to finish you. Pick up the pace. Don't keep... Oh my god. Now they're the one messing with us now as well. They know we're coming. But I suppose they probably could have predicted us coming anyway.
Darn it. They found something else at the school?
The undercover journalist got caught.
We need to pick up the pace.
Yes, it's now no longer the element of surprise. We got to get this done as quick as possible. I cannot believe that Furbo Power Prince was like, I've been caught. Click, click, click. It's actually quite funny.
Giovanni said we could find the divine revelations of the elation inside the light orb. Don't tell me this orb is another tavern room.
Is it?
Bingo, your intuition's spot on. It isn't just a light-polluting orb. Think of it as a shrine for fools.
Okay. The way she says bingo is like very loose.
Bingo.
Bingo. Bingo.
Bingo.
Bingo.
Bingo.
You're?
Bingo.
Bingo. If I said that to someone, they'd think I'm crazy. So, is this the right type of paint we should use? Bingo. What? Bingo. Do you play Honkai Star Rail? No. Bingo. Okay. Wasn't Aha banned from entering? A shrine of worship to Aha.
Worship sounds a bit too serious.
I mean, you can paint whatever you want. You know what I mean? You have a shrine to someone.
Most masked fools treat the laughter like an invisible, mischievous drinking buddy.
Okay.
Fine fermented toast. But if they really come
So-
looking for you,
Again,
it's usually bad.
this is such interesting information. I didn't even realize that was kind of the case. Is like, it's not like they worship them as a god. It's like they see them as like something that is a companion for life. But then if they actually come searching for you, it's like, okay, back off. That's so cool.
Inside this light orb is a miracle tied to Aha. It responds to any fool who approaches.
That's so into the spotlight happening as well.
Let me show you something mind-blowing. Here we go. Open sesame!
Let's go, Sparkle. Oh no. Oh no. No. Say you were joking. Oh, grinding your teeth.
Open sesame! Open sesame!
Oh my.
Sesame? Open.
Oh no, no, no. Pretend it was a joke, Sparkle. No. I don't like seeing her like this. No. It was a joke. Everyone was a joke. She was joking. It was a joke. She didn't mean it.
Hooray! So in their eyes, I
Oh
don't even
my
count
God.
as a masked fool anymore! What a wonderful surprise! The imposter stole my identity too!
And again, I know she's a masked fool. I know she's done some crazy stuff, but that's still like terrifying, right? The fact that like your entire identity's been taken to the point where Aha doesn't even see you as a masked fool anymore. That this shrine doesn't see you as a masked fool anymore. She's not even considered a masked fool right now because of what happened with Sparksy. Man, that was so like, I felt so bad for what you do with this stuff, man. I felt so bad. A fool who has lost her mask. Oh, that's what they said before, right? But you know what's so interesting as well is like, like, as I said, seeing Sparkle, like, have this spiral downwards, like, it sells the idea of Sparksy so much so because we're so used to seeing, as I said, Sparkle be this put together character on the surface. We know she always had vulnerabilities. So seeing her be like go down in a spiral and seeing Sparksy like, you know, starting to accomplish her plan, it does show that, like, you know, she has like taken maybe like the life that was meant for Sparkle, or the identity that was made for Sparkle, you know? Wait, did it open for us? It opened for us?
The good news is, at least one of us is still a masked fool.
Wait,
Hey! That's way too hot.
wait, so Stell? It opened for Stell?
I hate to admit it, but gray hair, it's opened for you. The light orb has acknowledged
I mean,
you.
it's not surprising that like things like this do become attracted to Stell, like, and they gravitate towards Stell, right? I mean, she's been gazed upon by so many eons at this stage as well. That's so interesting. Whoa, this visual as well. What the hell? All the masks around too.
So, this is the miracle you meant?
Yes. Among the masked fools, a myth is told. When the Master of Elation climbed the highest boughs of the Tree of Existence, they glimpsed the cold, abhorrent void. The stars turned like machinery, and all meaning yielded to nihility.
Do we screenshot this as well?
They gazed further, until they witnessed a newborn fall and cry as if wronged beyond measure. Then they burst out laughing. That crystalline laughter tore through the cold, dead universe, echoing through the realms to this day.
So, okay. Is that all the
Many think the laughter that tore apart the cosmos is just a metaphor. But sadly, it's real.
sick idea? So I'm going to screenshot all of this as well. When the Master of Elation climbed the highest bounds of the Tree of Existence, they glimpsed the cold, abhorrent void. The stars turned like machinery, and all meaning yields to nihility. They gazed further until they witnessed a newborn fall and cry as if wronged beyond measure. Then they burst out laughing at the child who was wronged, and it tore through the cold, dead universe, echoing through the realms of the day. So they literally cut through the nihility then, right? All meaning yields, they cut through the void. It literally is like it tore apart the cosmos.
The tavern folks call this thing the echo of primordial laughter. It tore open a spatial rift.
So interested to see what this is going to be.
They say other tavern branches have this too, in multiple locations. No one knows how many there are, or what their existence means. When we shout into it, there's no echo. Toss in trash, and it merrily swallows it up.
It's so cool having the masked fools also have like this kind of more spiritual meaning to themselves, you know, and this kind of like belief system, not belief system, but like, you know, something that they are like, you know, enamored by.
No one knows if this thing will keep widening and swallow the tavern whole. Either way, it just sits there, right over there, motionless, grinning at us forever.
So how do we get this divine revelation Giovanni mentioned?
Just stick your hand in there.
Wait, really? Just like that?
It's said, at a turning point of destiny, a fool need only reach into the rift and grasp something. The tavern folks call it the laughter's gift.
Yeah?
No one knows what this thing will bring to those who seek it, fortune or otherwise. But one thing's for sure. Your destiny's bound to get much more chaotic.
I imagine that, like, reaching our hand into like a cosmic like rift. Is that what it is? Is that what they're saying it is? Is it to call it the... What do they call it exactly? It's like I guess it's like a... The echo of primordial laughter. Okay, so it's the tear that's... Aha? Ripped into the void, I guess?
Hey, gray hair. Wanna give it a try?
That's the sparkle I know. That's the sparkle I know. So mischievous. With trembling unease, you reach into the gaping fissure, just pretend like it's a mouth at Emphorian Verax Leo, and you keep telling yourself.
Akivili, have mercy. In Akivili's name, please don't hurt me.
Oh,
My hand doesn't taste
Stella. She's so funny. Verax Leo, obviously the thing on the wall that was like the teacher, right? Your hand seems to plunge into a soft swirling fluid, and a bizarre monkey screeches echoes in your ears, reminding you of an ominous story about wishmaking. Then you sense that you've touched something. Got it? Angular and blocky, it hurts to hold with a slight stinging sensation, like stepping on a small toy part hidden in the carpet. Oh, it's a banana.
This? Huh? What's this?
You know for sure you've seen this thing before, right here, there in Penacony. Extraordinary. The experience fighting alongside the dazzling ninja, Rappa, against the Osaru evil ninja, flashed through your mind. The answer, like a banana hanging in the sky, compels you to reveal its origin. It's a mimetic virus banana?
Laughter above, they really answered. But what's their deal giving you another mimetic virus?
Yeah. To fight virus with a virus? Like a
Now
like a
I get
vaccine?
it.
Like using a virus to like fight a virus?
Audiences infected with the Sparksy virus naturally won't be able to resist Sparksy. We'd end up like that soon after breaking into the school.
Oh my god.
But if we're already infected with another mimetic virus, well, that changes.
That's such a great idea as well. The idea that like it's like, you know, when in The Walking Dead we used to put like, you know, zombie stuff on themselves to like stop the zombies from touching them, you know what I mean? It's so interesting. It's such an interesting way of doing this.
And this banana serves exactly that purpose. To buy us some time to resist.
Very cool.
The elation really has a twisted sense of
Yep.
humor, huh? All right,
It's
let's
basically
move.
body armor. The elation has given us like a warped version of body armor. Oh!
Who are you two?
They were following us.
Haven't you heard the rule? Only one fool's allowed in here at a time.
She just called you a fool.
Who am I? Well, just a
His
passing
eyes are so pretty.
detective and his assistant.
This is so, again, I didn't think we get this, like, I legitimately, I forgot that he was following us. I did. But he was following us.
Have I been asleep too long? Or has humanity sunk so low they don't even care if they turn into
He's
monkeys?
such a detailed look, man. It's so cool. But yeah, again, like the slumber nana stuff, right?
Meanwhile, the ignorant criminals believed they had discovered a
Criminals?
treasure that could change their destiny, completely unaware that what they held in their hands could shatter the sanity of the entire world.
Hey, Mr. N, cut the narration when it's time
Wait,
to
we're
fight.
fighting now? We're fighting, but he also, is this true though? Like, I mean, yes, the Slumber Nanny and Dr. Primitive stuff is not good, right? That's what they're talking about. But, like, I didn't know we were gonna fight. Can we not talk it out?
Well, I got to do something right. Like this.
What do you mean?
Whatever floats your boat. Now, listen up, you three. Put that banana down and walk away, and I'll let bygones be bygones.
Buddy, I don't think you understand what's happening here. We need to save people at this place. We need to stop Sparksicle.
But if you try anything funny...
I don't know if he knows who he was talking to be honest.
If you want to get to them, you'll have
Wait.
to get through these little toys.
Sampo! Oh my god!
Are these folks really
Oh
nameless?
my god.
In all my years, I've never seen the nameless dealing with mimetic
He's like, the
viruses.
nameless are usually very honorable, but we have Sparkle and Sampo. Sampo coming to save us, though.
The real deal. Just some nameless person.
I'm sorry, it's so fun. It's so fun. Like, Sampo once again saving the day.
Mr. N, I've got to go after them. You won't be able to keep up with me. Just head home and wait for the news.
This is so fun. It's so fun.
I swear, I won't let the tragedy that happened to you repeat itself in this
And
world.
I understand as well, he doesn't want like a virus, other viruses to take over as well. But if you could try to explain to him, but again, I don't know if he like would listen. You know, great profile, great face profile. That's so fun, Sampo.
Over here! This way! run faster.
Look at him.
You don't want to get caught by that guy back
I'm
there,
sorry,
do
but
ya?
like, this is why I always say, I would not trust Sampo to go down and buy milk in the store. I would not give him €3 to go down and buy milk in the store. I wouldn't trust him with it. But I would trust him with my life. All the time. No matter what. Like, in a heartbeat, I would trust him with my life. And it's so funny, he shows up always at the right moments. He did the same thing in Balebog. You know what I mean? Great stuff. Really great stuff, Sampo. And again, also, like, I love, like, Asheville, like, turning it on us, not turning it on us, but being like, what the hell is it? These are nameless? Nameless supposed to be like these honorable, like, you know, forward-thinking people, and we're hanging out with Sparkle and Sampo and using mimetic viruses and fool stuff. And I don't know, it's so fun. This has been so fun.
Yo, sis! Just how many troublemakers
Sis.
did you people manage to tick off when you landed?
Oh my god, it's so funny how, like, I've gone from literally, like, the first time I met Sampo, I was not a big fan, right? And this is the truth. When push comes to shove, I don't even have to say anything. I was not a huge fan of Sampo when we first met him, and he's grown on me every single region.
Good old Sampo came through with top-notch service,
True.
saving your lives in the nick of time.
True once again. True once again. What can you say? You can't hate him. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, is he a bit weird? Is he a bit of a scammer? Can you trust him as far as you can throw him? With certain things, yes, you can. Like, I'm sorry. He's just like, I can't hate him anymore. I can't dislike him even.
Thank you, Mr. Sampo.
Once again, you know what I mean? That's the thing. Once again, he did the same thing he did in Balebog. Once again, he saved our skin.
Now that we're all set, it's time to head to Graphia Academy for the rescue mission. Mr. Sampo, do you know which door in the tavern can get us back to the city the quickest?
You don't even need to ask. When it comes to knowing all the secret passages and shortcuts in this tavern, you won't find anyone who can match old Sampo.
Sampo. I was waiting for it as well. Lovely stuff.
Then lead the way.
This is great. Pearl? Meanwhile, somewhere... Okay, we're transitioning over. Great stuff. That was such... The tavern stuff went from like, oh, this is really cool, to being like, oh, this is one of my favorite sequences ever when it comes to the Sparkle Sampo, and especially the Sparkle stuff. They did such a fantastic stuff with that stuff as well. Sunday? I saw the bird, and like, that's very Penacony. Yeah. You okay, Sunday?
Your thoughts tell me that you still have doubts about me.
Oh, Yao Guang Sunday interaction.
Did you ask to meet here so I could clear up some of your doubts?
Greetings, Lady Yao Guang.
Being able to hear others' thoughts anytime. This tuning ability sure comes in handy.
Yeah? Look at this freaking moon.
Compared to the seer strategist's ability to come and go as she pleases, this is nothing but a parlor trick.
I mean, I get what he's saying, that it's like, it's showing how freaking amazing her power can be.
I've heard that Xianzhou folks are big on etiquette, yet here I am, and you're still playing hide and seek.
Oh my god, Sunday.
General, isn't that a bit discourteous?
Oh my god. And again, Sunday, as we've always said, is used to dealing with like bloated, like, I mean bloated in terms of like their minds and their egos. Bloated egoed politicians and family members. Like, he's not someone, even though he's like become more gentle and more like, you know, forward thinking, he still has the experience of like, you know, this type of like conversation, which is like, you know, it's like, hey, you sit, why are you playing hide and seek? Have some etiquette. Why is this is very discourteous? Like, he's very good at like this kind of like debate line, not debate language, but kind of like, not political, but like social finagling, you know? You know what I mean?
Sorry. I have this old problem of suddenly disappearing. It's really something beyond my control.
Like, I like that Sunday as a... This is such a great frame as well. I like that Sunday as a character has become more gentle, has become more forward-thinking, is trying to do better in life. But they haven't stripped him of, like, a lot of the stuff that made him, like, such a, like, reputable person that people did believe in Penacony. Which he was, like, involved in, like, you know, some of the stuff and watching the stuff on the political level. He was very fierce and strong. Like, remember when he was dealing with, like, Adventure even? Like, he's very fierce and strong. I can be very direct, and I love that I haven't, like, stripped out of him. He's more gentle now, of course. But like I always say with characters, you can give a change to a character without stripping them of everything that makes them them, you know?
As for the reason, I'm afraid I can't disclose it. Please forgive my rudeness.
Great character design as usual. You know, it's like the eyes are so great.
Or, if you're truly that curious, why not use your tuning and find out?
You know I won't do that. Besides, I couldn't even if I wanted to right now.
So she's saying you did to like, you know, she can't disclose the reason. Is that her medical stuff that we saw as well? I feel so bad that we looked at it now, man. But like, look, again, it was part of the story. We read notes that are part of the story. We always do. Like, and so I just like kept reading, you know. But I think maybe it might be because like she, it's maybe not something she totally controls. Maybe, I don't know. But he said he can't do this right now.
Couldn't.
That's the first time I've seen her eyes like widen to be like, huh?
At this moment, the crowd's thoughts are crashing over me like a tidal wave.
Yeah?
I can't block out all this mental noise. Just keeping my own thoughts from getting tangled up in everyone else's is hard enough.
Man. How can you even deal with that?
I see. So that's why. When you were speaking with Miss Himiko earlier, I accidentally intruded on your private conversation.
I thought it was just she had some crazy power as well. No, it's because like there's something jumbled with his seeing stuff that other people can like get connected with it, I guess.
My tuning is spiraling out of control. This mask is distorting my abilities.
That is so... Oh, so it's the mask specifically. Okay.
I see it differently. The loss of control is temporary. That mask is amplifying your power.
Oh, so you might get even more powerful tuning.
How is this possible? This tuning power is bestowed by the Harmony. How could the Elation meddle with their authority?
This uncertainty must be so scary.
Perhaps the Elation simply poured more fuel into this divine authority.
Wait, so... The idea that like if one Eon puts more into something... We've seen this kind of... have we seen this concept before where like an Eon... I think we have, or like an... if an Eon like can like not only take over another space that has already been controlled by an Eon. Like I mean, like I know it would be a perfect example, but like I think we've seen other examples too of like you get more what you give in, right?
In my humble opinion, this mask binds the supplicant to all beings of plain Arcadia, drawing strength from those who share the same path here for your use. That's why you're hearing others' thoughts surge toward you like a tide. Your tuning is steadily expanding.
That's nuts.
And you've become the center of this melody.
A leveling up of power here.
You sure gave me quite the gift, General. But why would such a precious gift be placed on my face? I need an honest answer.
You want to know the reason? Didn't I explain it already?
Your reasons about me make sense, but what I really want is your answer about
because
yourself.
like you said that you want that Sunday would bring about change, and that Sunday wanted this, but it's like what about you?
General of the Yuchue, who sees into the future. Why not wear the mask yourself and personally step into the fray with its power?
Again, her eyes are so pretty.
Words can deceive, but only tuning lays the truth bare.
I can't get over like even her poses, every design. She's such a good design. It's crazy. Like she's such a strong presence about her.
Mr. Sunday, why not use your enhanced tuning to feel the weight of that answer for yourself?
So she wants him to like... Okay.
Well then, pardon my intrusion, Lady Yao Guang.
This is so interesting. Like it's very rare that someone's like, hey, tune my brain. Check the answer yourself, you know? She's that confident, or maybe like just that like, you know, interested in it as well.
So this bird on my shoulder is the manifestation of the tuning's resonance?
Beautiful artwork again. Beautiful artwork. So like, when he's tuning someone else, the bird appears?
Exactly. And these symbols I see floating above people's heads.
So we're seeing what he sees. Oh, wow.
Would be the wheel and woe signs you mentioned, General.
There's so many woe signs.
That's right. To become an Arbiter General, one must undergo 3 ceremonies. The Rainbow Ordainment, the Rainbow's Gaze, and the Bestowal of Spiritus. Only then can one truly take up the mantle and live up to the title.
It's such an interesting image. I love the very water drop type music here as well.
When I was appointed as the Yuchue's general, I was bestowed with the Rainbow Spiritus called Kalachakra Sky Plume, which represents the vision of the hunt among the 7 aspects of the rainbow. A symbol of foresight, verdict, and self-discipline.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks to that, I gained the Eye of Ishvara, which allows me to read the flow of destiny.
Right.
Since the day I arrived on this world, every person I've seen bore a crimson woe sign above their head, without exception.
Stop.
Within days at most, a catastrophic disaster will befall.
And is that what you saw, the possibility of Blade? What's happening with Blade too? Is this could be connected to Blade? Because when I said Blade's gonna lose control, because I was like, oh, there's just no wheel sign, but yet there's a reason. Everyone's gonna have. There's gonna be a disaster.
So, that red glow rising from the edge of the city is...
The blazing light, formed by the convergence of all those woe signs in plain Arcadia.
What the hell? The blazing light formed by the convergence of all those woe signs. I'm screenshotting everything, guys. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
In that case, General, it's all the more reason for you to wear the mask. Once your sight into the future is strengthened, you won't need to fear the deathly omen in your readings.
Mr. Sunday, have you heard the diviner's iron law?
No.
Never divine the same matter twice.
In Penacony, diviners also warn clients beforehand. You can't ask for another spread just because you dislike the result. There's a reason for that, isn't there?
I can't wait to hear this as well.
Divining the future is, in essence, a form of observation and calculation. It's an interference with the future. Each reading drives the murky future towards a definite outcome. A collapsed quantum state, even if that outcome isn't to one's liking. To be honest, when I set out for Plain Arcadia, I had fully intended to personally participate in the Phantom Moon Games.
Okay. Again, I love this music.
But the moment I laid hands on the mask, I understood the consequences of wearing it. Once this miraculous item is donned, the Eye of Ishvara would transcend mere sight and permeate throughout this realm.
Jesus.
The Kalachakra Sky Plume would predict the future of all
Oh
beings
my god.
at tens of billions of instances per second.
Would that not just destroy your brain? Like, imagine seeing like everyone's future all at once.
You're saying that simply by your observation, our future would become fixed.
Wait, no, I didn't pick up on that. It will predict the future and make everything fixed then? Oh, I didn't pick up on that aspect. So because it would permeate through the realm, it would make all the IDs fixed then?
Indeed. Just like how the Wisdom Walker expounded the way of destiny, anchoring the fated moments.
So she knew that if she put on the mask, there was no hope to change the fate of this place. If like she predicted the fate would be, if she saw the fate of this being disaster would fix in place. But with Sunday, there's a possibility for change?
If I wore the mask, I would become the noose of Plain Arcadia. And I would personally anchor a destiny that drives us all into a bottomless darkness. We will become locked in a dead end.
This
with
is
not a shred
crazy
of
cool.
hope for salvation.
So I'm guessing that's why she gave the mask to Sunday. She just didn't want it to become a thing where like they couldn't change the fate of this place too. And don't say news because Lygus might show up and we can't have that.
Close one. I passed the trial. There's still a sliver of hope in
I
this
am
realm.
I am amazed by this story, guys. Like, it's so great the way they let these threads like hang out there, and now we followed them, and we're getting to like some answers here as to why she would give the mask to Sunday instead, and not just on like a level of like, you know, personal curiosity or just Sunday wanted it. She said earlier that Sunday could enact change, right?
Now that makes me even more curious.
I freaking love Yao Guang, and what a great addition to the story. Terrifying, by the way. Absolutely terrifying, this like impending disaster, seeing the woe signs everywhere as well. Obviously related to this stuff, maybe possibly with Blade as well, and like when it comes to Sunday as well, like, you know, it's like he got the mask because his power is obviously expanding, but it wouldn't lead to like this fixed fate for everybody.
Pardon my bluntness, but the fate of billions in plain Arcadia never had much to do with you, General. Your encounter with the Express and the IPC was merely a chance meeting.
Okay.
You are a messenger of the Xianzhou. Since you foresaw the omen, that an Arbiter General will fall here, you could have boarded your ship and left at any time.
He's asking like if you know you're gonna die here, and that why would you do this? It's like asking like the question, why would you care about the billions of people here? Which, like, I don't know, I feel like it's a good question to ask, because while like we would sit here and be like, sure, of course we'd save the billions of people. Like, what are you talking about? Come on. We also have to like look at like self-preservation and what that would make you feel, because again, of course, like right now I'm saying in this moment, and I think everyone would agree, it's like, okay, you could save 1 billion people right now if you just died. I think a lot of us would be like, okay, but I still think it's like we live in a world where self-preservation is like a human instinct a lot of times, you know, and we have to fight against those instincts sometimes for our own safety, to help other people sometimes, right? So it's a good question to ask, like, hey, you could leave and not die. You didn't know these people, you didn't know the IPC, you didn't know the Express, you could have left. You don't have a personal connection to anyone here.
Why choose to stay and help us? To help this world break free of this death trap.
Yeah, exactly. And again, I want to be clear, so I hope it doesn't sound like it's very like nihilistic to be like, humans have self-preservation and they have to fight to help other people. No, like helping other people is like very easy to do on a grand level. I'm talking about like the idea that it's like some people like will find it harder than others to like step in and be like, I gotta protect this person in this fight, I gotta do this and this, oh, I better, you know, sacrifice my life to do that. Of course, that's just like makes sense, right? But like on a basic level, everyone should help other people, because like the way the world works, like without people helping other people, like it's always, you know, when like there's like those people who are like arseholes who are like, the world sucks, so I'm just gonna be an asshole anyway. And it's like, well, the only reason that you get by in life is because there's people that aren't like there's people that are nice, right? There's people that help people. And like those people are always like, I'm an asshole, whatever. It's like, yeah, if everyone else decided to be exactly like you, the world would just stop working tomorrow. It would just stop. It would just end. It would be gone. But yeah, people help people all the time. People can help people, and people have natural instincts to want to help people. Like all the time, I like whenever I'm feeling bad, one thing I do is I try to help someone. Even if it's a small thing, like, hey, you know, here, let's do this for someone. Okay, I'll do that. Oh, I can fix this or whatever. But I'm talking on a grand level, like it is a good question to ask, like, you know, you will die. So what is your reason for being here? Even if we all understand that we would all try to save 1 billion people, it's still a good question to ask, like, what's your reasoning? Is it just to save 1 billion people? Is it to this? You know, like, it's a good question.
Because I am guided by great compassion. Every life is precious beyond measure.
Well, I love, yeah. That'd be...
Such diplomatic pleasantries won't fool the former master of Penacony
That's
like
the thing.
yourself,
It's a very sweet notion, and like again, I agree that life is precious.
Then, how about this reason? The Astral Express has distinguished itself time and again against the destruction, and bears an irreplaceable duty for the future. I can't just sit idly and watch you face annihilation.
That would be a good reason too. Is that your reason? Is that your reason?
Give me a break. I really am terrible at all
Yeah,
this
she's come up with like a lot of different
talk.
reasons here as well.
Mr. Sunday, what makes you think that everything I've done is just to save plain Arcadia?
Oh?
What?
Weal is where woe lurks. Woe is where weal leads. The good fortune of some often births the ill fate of others. And a dead end for someone may hide an opportunity for another.
Okay.
This treacherous land where life and death turn again and again, where fortune flips to misfortune, is, in my eyes, the perfect board for a game of wit.
So,
A game with whom?
that's the thing, yeah.
With the gods.
Yao Guang? Yao Guang? What? What? With the gods? So the reason why she's here is because, again, we'll screenshot this as well, is for a game with the gods, which again, she hired Fugue. And Fugue is also like one of those people that's like wants to use their powers right against the gods, right?
Mr. Sunday, have you heard of the Battle of the Fong Hu 30 years ago?
I've heard rumors of that war, but not the details. General, are you suggesting plain Arcadia is now facing dangers just as perilous as the Xianzhou Fang Hu was back then?
The nod, just the nod.
You got that right.
Oh my god.
30 years ago, the Abundance Axis broke our lines and invaded the Fong Hu homeland. The abominations awakened a living demonic star, intending to sink the Xianzhou Fong Hu.
This artwork as well is so incredible, isn't it? Look at this. Gorgeous artwork. So 30 years ago, Abundance Axis broke our lines, invaded the Fang Hu homeland. Okay.
With no other options, the Alliance staked everything on my junior soar's plan. To operate the astronomical observation device, the Cloud Peer Telescope, to signal the rainbow for aid, using their Lux arrow to strike down the demon
And we know how powerful the arrow can be as well. Did that work?
Whoever operated the Cloud Peer Telescope would not return.
What?
It was to be a one-way trip.
These are the kind of moments in fantasy stories that are like really heartbreaking, but also it's like, oh my god, I love that world building, you know?
So, your junior Sora.
You guessed wrong. The one who offered his life was my master, who taught me divination. It was Master Jing Tian, then the Yuchui's master diviner, and the only high official authorized to operate that device. He accepted his fate and ventured to the Fong Hu.
To call upon the Rainbow Arbiter, you need to like sacrifice someone. That's like, it puts into perspective how important getting a message to like the gods would be.
Going with him into certain death were Yueyu, the previous Yao Qing general who guarded the Cloud Peer Telescope, and the Verdant Knights under her command.
Again, a one-way trip.
I was responsible for assessing the entire plan's feasibility and mending its gaps. I activated the Deca Light reflection barrier, calculating and casting lots again and again. I watched as the starlight, representing countless possibilities, flickered within the reflections, faint, wavering, until the vast shadow of a pondering god swallowed them whole. And they vanished into the abyssal dark at the edges of the universe.
Oh,
in that moment, I understood that I had cemented my master and countless soldiers into an inescapable doom. When the Lux arrow fell, they would perish along with the enemy and that demonic star. All reduced.
We're getting so heavy with Yao Guang here, so heavy.
You sacrificed so many comrades just to ensure the enemy's fall?
To Penaconians, that must seem incredibly cruel, right?
I mean, it's hard to swallow no matter where you're from, right? I'm definitely gonna screenshot all this stuff as well, guys, but it's hard to follow no matter where you're from.
As someone born in an era of peace, I have no right to judge.
Interesting perspective, Sunday.
Perhaps the founders of Penacony could understand the necessity.
That's the thing. It's like, you know, you weren't in her shoes, you weren't in their shoes, but the thing is, like, it's one of those things. No matter what, hearing people being sacrificed for like a cause like this is going to raise eyebrows.
Cruel or not, it was my duty, and so I had to witness and remember their sacrifice. When I saw the Lux arrow descend, I realized the Xianzhou Alliance had actually directed an Eon's actions. This realization illuminated the mission of my remaining years. In this cold, merciless cosmos, when you're trapped in despair, an Eon's intervention is often the only hope.
So she saw the arrow plummet towards, like, this battlefield, right? And so she, in that moment, thought that, like, an Eon, like, well, Eons, we see them as, like, purely, and again, I stand by that, them being very bad. But they can also, like, be the one thing that, like, changes the tide of battle for somebody.
We are not ants, helpless beneath the celestial spheres, as we simply watch the stars turn. Instead, their trails were forged by us, who offered up a portion of our insignificant
She's
destiny.
like making this connection here. It's like, remember we always talk about how we do feel like ants by these Eons. Yao Guang sees this differently. She's like, we forge these paths. We offer a bit of our destiny, but we're not ants. We're not helpless.
Even beings as mighty as the Eons can be pulled by our will.
Oh my god, her perspective is so, like, terrifying, but, like, in a weird way, like, weirdly, like, refreshing to hear someone, like, talk about the Eons not as, like, we are weaker, we're ants, we're this. To hear someone be like, we can do what we want. We can direct their will. We can change them. We can make them do stuff. Ask them to do stuff. Such a different perspective.
Is this what you want to do in plain Arcadia?
To call the gods here? To change the gods' will? To direct the gods' will here?
Indeed. I will seize those starlights of possibility I once buried with my own hands. Just like the Battle of the Fong Hu 30 years ago. An Arbiter General will fall, and an Eon will descend.
So she sees it as the same sacrifice as her master. So, like, the master who sacrificed himself to call upon the Eon, she is saying that she will possibly do the same thing again, and an Eon will descend and save this place from total destruction. This is so freaking interesting. Oh my god. I have a fire in my stomach right now listening to this.
I will forge the destined death into wagers and game pieces, and invite the god who delights in meddling with destiny to sit at my table.
Oh my god, she's so refreshing. I know it came from a story of people dying and suffering. I want to make that clear. I'm not saying that's a good thing that, like, people died and got destroyed by the I've talked about a million times over how that freaking arrow is the bane of my existence, and F the Rainbow Arbiter. Rainbow Arbiter sucks. What they've done, and in the past what they've created and destroyed, F them, right? But I'm saying, as a character, it's so refreshing to hear someone be like, I'm gonna make the gods sit down at my table. We can control the will of the gods. We're not ants. It's so different from what we usually see in these games. And intentionally so, because again, we are made to feel like ants against these Eons.
This time, I will invite them into my calculations to draw a great wheel for the cosmos'
She's such a freaking refreshing character. Holy hell, man. Terrifying. Scary. Awe-inspiring, worrying, but refreshing. She is like saying, I'm going to do this. They're going to come to my calculations. They're going to sit at my table. It takes a lot of, like, confidence, courage, just not only courage, but like what's the word we're looking for? Like, zeal to do this as well. But then also at the same time too, like, I feel like it also, like, maybe it's only possible because she witnessed this mass amount of, like, what the arrow did on their beck and call. Insane.
Mr. Sunday, surely you can understand this mad idea of mine, having once reached the divine throne of order yourself.
I mean, he sees it as more terrifying as well. And again, it is terrifying. I want to make this clear. Yao Guang saying this is refreshing, but it is terrifying, the idea of dealing with the gods, bringing the gods into her calculations, calling Aha to Earth, making Aha sit at her table. Terrifying.
Our common ground goes far beyond mad ideas.
This is so incredible.
But I was reviving a god who already lay dead and buried in the infinite dark. General, how can you be sure that the most capricious Eon would be led by your fancy?
I really want to hear this too. And that's a good point. It's like the reason why Ina was like so probably like, you know, susceptible to being like, you know, adjoining with Sunday is because they were already gone. You know what I mean? They had nothing else to like lose, but like Aha is like living their life.
Have you heard this myth about the elation?
Tell me. Whatever you want to tell me, you can tell me.
They say Aha once climbed to the highest bough of the Tree of Existence. Gazing out, they saw stars turning coldly like machines, and the meaning of everything yielded to nihility. Only the cry
we just
of
heard
a
this.
newborn made them burst into laughter.
We heard this as the cut into. Remember they cut into the darkness.
Mr. Sunday, answer me. Why did Aha?
Oh my god,
laugh?
this is a philosophical question. I thought it was like he laughed because like, you know, the way people laugh at, you know, the videos of when kids fall over. Tell me.
I think it's because they finally saw an audience arrive at this long, empty stage we call the universe.
What? He laughed after hearing the baby cry because finally he was no longer alone. Finally there was someone here, there was an audience.
Oh, well said. You're way funnier than you look.
Guys, Planet Arcadia is incredible.
As divination teaches, heaven creates 49 paths. Humans find the one unseen. We are the greatest variable this blind, mindless universe can produce.
Okay.
The universe
love this music as well.
and the gods set riddles for us, and we shall give them a surprise. An answer beyond the finality.
Okay, first of all, 1 second. Can I say as well, like what's so, actually we should probably screenshot even more than this, guys, up here as well. We'll do this as well. Like, the music here, first of all, I love the discovery of it, you know, that feeling, it's a very natural feeling. And the music then, when she was explaining all the stuff with the war as well, felt very like, almost like Braveheart-esque, like the kind of like wartime movie of like, you know, this heroic tragedy in a way as well. Here, like, Yao Guang is like already a character who I've been so enamored by every single word they've said. After all of this, they've created this fire in my stomach, not because I'm like agreeing, like, yeah, let's get the gods to talk to us, and yeah, let's, you know, sacrifice people for the gods. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just this kind of like, this character like we've never really seen. And then we've had characters that want to stand up to the gods. We've had a best friend who literally scratched a nuke in the face. But in this sense, like, she doesn't see the eons as like above her. She doesn't see the eons as like being anything like not special. You know they're special, but like it's so interesting to see someone like be so confidently as a human direct their attention towards the eons in a way that feels like it's like we're going to be on equal playing fields here. Her eyes are so cool.
Ah, looks like it's
about time. I have a fire in my stomach, man. I need the... Oh my god, Planet Arcadia is going to be so incredible.
Don't tell me you're disappearing without a goodbye again, General.
No. This time, we will set our eyes on the same place and carve a sliver of possibility out of destiny with our own sight.
So again, the idea of like being able to like go through these bad omens and like being able to change it, right? That sliver of possibility of changing the divination seance.
Could you be talking about the school where Himiko and the others
Oh,
went?
they're heading there too?
Yes. The crimson light there pierces the sky today, marking it as a locus of woe. The Arcadia's first calamity will erupt there.
So that's gonna be the first place. Okay, so it's almost like a centerpiece now. I think we're probably heading towards the finale of this story as well. I think so. I think the next part, maybe next part or the part after, I'm not sure, but it feels like this is like maybe the final like part for this. Like it's like everything's pointing towards this area here with Sparksy and the first calamity. It's not just about Sparksy being here. The first calamity.
I should have asked you to give them a few secret strategies before they left.
This is so terrifying and exciting and everything in between.
Forget it. The stuff in those pouches is all harmless banter anyway. Let's spare them.
Incredible. I am sitting here. What now? I'm sitting here with like a fire in my stomach, guys. The
Hello,
energizing.
Everyone. Welcome back to Full Wish TV's special news segment, Arcadian Morning Report. I'm your host, Poofy.
It's not just energizing because it's again, it's not where we're sitting here agreeing with everything. It's an energizing feeling of like having like this like character offer a new perspective on the gods, proclaim a plan to sit down and talk with the gods, giving the insight onto the doom of Arcadia and where like it could be centered on and how to possibly change it. And I get all these things in between, like such an interesting character showing like why she didn't put on the mask, why she gave the mask to Sunday, how Sunday's power is leveling up, like all these things in between. That conversation just built and built and built and built, information after information, reveal after reveal. At the end of it, I'm sitting here like arms tense, stomach fiery. It's so good. It's so good.
It's been 3 hours since our first supplicant, Miss Sparksy, announced her entry into the Phantom Moon Games. The performance she announced to all her fans, SparksyCon, is also
it's gonna begin
about
now?
to begin.
How curious! Plain Arcadia's day-night cycle was completely scrambled in ancient times. Graphia Academy's location just happens to be bathed in light. So, in broad daylight, what kind of fireworks show does Miss Sparksy have in store for us?
This is so weird after getting like such an absolutely like a sequence of incredible scenes. Like I thought like the stuff at Sparkle was gonna be like the best stuff in the episode, and then like the Yao Guang and like Sunday stuff happened. And I'm like, oh my god, how did it even top the stuff that I was already so amazed by?
Who knows? Maybe she'll blow the school sky high in a blaze of fireworks. After all, at the Phantom Moon Games 15 years ago, Graphia Academy also.
Also.
Hey, Senior, you can't joke about that. Dear viewers, our apologies. Let's move on to news about other supplicants.
According to the Department of Aberration Defense's staff, during a routine inspection of the Phantom Moon courtyard, 2 additional mask shapes manifested on the altar.
So Sunday and
Other words, 2 more
Stell?
supplicants have appeared.
Sunday and Stell, I'm guessing.
Although none of them have publicly announced entry into the games yet, the altar's masks mean someone, somewhere has quietly donned the masks of elation.
So I'm guessing Sunday and Stell.
As for the 2 masks, Department of Aberration Defense staff
There we go.
describe one as a raccoon and the other as some kind of bird.
A raccoon mask, huh? Hard not to think of the Astro Express that just arrived in plain Arcadia.
Yeah, that's exactly what you think of.
Will the nameless from the Astro Express join the Phantom Moon Games? I hear they were also invited to SparksyCon as special guests.
Will it be a miraculous show formed out of the collaboration between supplicants, or a head-to-head showcase between 2 famed contenders?
Countless streamers are already live, broadcasting the scene at the venue.
Oh god.
Let's cut to the feed now.
I don't know if I'm exactly prepped, to be honest. Oh my god.
Look, it's the nameless from the Astral Express.
The visuals are so great, right? The visuals are so cool. Like it's terrifying, right? It obviously is terrifying. This like mask of like the sticker over the face, as they described as stickers, right, over the face of these like students. But like visually, it's such a cool idea for a visual, right? It really is.
One girl, 1,000 faces. 1,000 faces, one girl. Welcome to the SparksyCon live broadcast. Dear lovely fans, please be patient. SparksyCon is about to begin.
This horror stream is about to end. Time for you all to log off.
Oh, what a great light as well. Like it's such a... Oh, this music. But yeah, it's such a, the log off is such like a 90s action movie line or an 80s action movie line.
That woman has Miss Sparksy's face. What a pathetic imitation.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do not say this is Sparkle, and she's not doing well already.
What? My face is the original!
Yes!
Miss Sparksy's face alone is the greatest masterpiece in the world! Everyone should listen to her sweet voice and gaze upon her
This
adorable
obsession.
face!
This absolute obsession.
We shall become Miss Sparksy!
And there's this desire. Yeah, they're showing it right in front of us, like this, like what the power of what Sparky's able to do.
We offer everything to Miss Sparksy. Sparksicle! Sparksicle!
God.
Sparksicle!
Again, it's fanatical. It's a cult.
My eyes! I've seen something cursed.
The mimetic virus spread among people is way worse than we imagined. There are walking Sparksy shrooms growing on the ground. I bet we'll all
Sparksy
end up with
shrooms.
Sparksy, or rather Sparkle faces before we can get very far.
Yeah. Take out the mimetic banana.
Are we really using that? If we don't take down that imposter before the virus hits, we'll all be monkeys in the jungle.
It's a risk. It's definitely gonna be a risk.
Become a fake of a fake or a carefree monkey. Your call.
I mean, when you put it that way, I don't know.
On second thought, being assimilated by an imposter doesn't sound that bad.
Enough talk. Eyes on the banana.
Ow! Ma'am. A little
No!
warning before you stab someone with a banana, please.
I know she's saying the banana stuff. Remember that the Paperful University stuff that was so good though. I really, really loved that part there. To be honest, it was really good.
Come on, banana.
Yeah, even freaking Stell singing out as well.
Remember the plan we made at the tavern?
Yes,
Oh my god.
we dig out the imaginated painting Sparksy hid, then use waves to give Garapia Academy a good banana wash over.
Oh, this is again a great way to bring levity to an actually terrifying situation, right? They're really good at that stuff.
But what if that imposter figures it out?
Just try to keep her busy and buy us some time.
Let's do it.
Again, we're a team here with Sparky. Yeah, we're gonna be ending the video here, of course, as well. But like, yeah, they're really good at adding comedy to sequences that are actually very terrifying. Because I think it's one of those things where like Honkai Star Rail, especially in Planet Arcadia, I think in Enforius, the methodology was different, right? I think in Enforius, like because people might say, well, Calvin, they beat you down so badly in Enforius like all the time. Is that good pacing? I think the methodology is different. I think the idea is different, right? They did give us moments of hope in Enforius. I think to say that they didn't would be silly. They did give us moments of laughter and levity. I mean, look at the bat scene. We had that too, right? But they didn't have as much, right? But that's because Enforius was trying. It was its attempt at story writing. I know sometimes it could seem like such like a cop out to say like, well, that's what it's trying to do. But like, come on, it's Enforius. Enforius is literally trying consistently, constantly to beat you down. It breaks you down and then builds you up in the hopeful moments, right? Whereas I feel like with Planet Arcadia, they're giving us heavy moments and really dark moments and really like scary moments, right? At the start, it might get even darker and scarier going forward, right? Of course. But amongst all this scary like fanatical cult stuff, the idea of like everyone being in danger, Yao Guang's speech, all these things in between, we have like a lot of comedy. Because that's what Planet Arcadia is going for right now, is like to do more of a comedic sense, right? I think that's definitely what it's going for there as well. Oh man, this was a really great time with this episode, and I really feel like it's one of those things where the crux of all of this for me is that Sparkle as a character has become like a character that I went from being, oh, she's fun when she shows up, like, you know, and she's kind of fun for a little bit, you know what I mean? She's a fun character to be around, to being like, they've done such a fantastic job of making this a real character. Sparkle's a real character. Amongst all the wearing of the masks and all that stuff in between, she is a real character. And I think that's probably one of the most important things to note about her, is that she is very real, you know? amongst all the craziness, she's a real character. She's a real person with real sadness and real heartache and real worries and real pains and worries, just like everyone else. She is a interesting, detailed character. And we already thought this. I want to make this clear. You go back to Pentacon, you'll see me talking about this all the time, right? About Sparkle. Not all the time, but when she does show up, we talk about it. But I feel like this kind of solidifies that by letting us see it on the surface, right? For sure. And then the other thing we can say is like the stuff with Yao Guang and Sunday gave us a lot of answers, but gave us a fresh perspective on like the eons. And you might say, well, Calvin, like, you know, fine on, you know, battle against Nanook. And yeah, as I said, he was someone else, and that was also like a shocking, refreshing, but terrifying moment, right? Someone fighting against them. In this case, like, it's so interesting to hear someone discuss the eons in that way. You know what I mean? And she meant every word of it. She felt every word of that. You know, that's what makes it so interesting. But yeah, the stuff with Sparkle, obviously, like, we went to the hospital this time around to try and like see if we can find a cure for what was going to be happening here with Sparksy, but ended up finding out a lot about what's happening with Sparkle in the process. Finding out pretty much that Sparkle has had her identity taken from her, her powers taken from her, who she is basically was taken from her in the end. Is a very like tragic story because, again, like, this is what we found out as well, is like her creation of Sparksy, just like donning all these other masks, was the attempt at finding like maybe like, first of all, keeping Elation alive, right? Keeping the idea of like who she is alive, and keeping the idea of like the laughter alive, and like not staying a stereotype, not becoming too stale. That's why she wore all these different masks and discarded them. They all had different personalities and different feelings and all those things in between. And she wanted to never stay a stereotype. Also, as we said as well, she also would be able to go through like things where things were maybe kind of hard or difficult, and she'd be able to leave them behind figuratively, so she can maybe feel like she could put them in a rearview mirror. It's also the fact that she truly can't really know who she herself is. So it feels like, as I said in this, like, creation of Sparksy was almost like this as she said herself, like, it's like destiny of like, you know, that one type of mask that really is like, you know, this like not perfect version of you, but this version of you that like maybe you want to be in a lot of ways too. And in a lot of ways, they talked about Sparksy as being this kind of thing that is like this perfect person who, for Elation, she, without any of the rationality, she has all the craziness, all the elation, the laughter, and the wildness. She has all this stuff. But in the process of what Sparksy is a mask that was taken off by, or that grew into its own during the Phantasm Moon games. It's not just a VTuber that she created. It's a different identity that was created by Sparkle, so that she could like gain all the elation from people, all the love for people. But it ended up creating its own entity and separating from Sparkle. And in the process, because it was this like really powerful process, she became her own entity that took basically Sparkle's identity with her, Sparkle's powers, to the point that she couldn't even access the sphere later, to the point that people call her an imitation of Sparksy, and her powers are taken away too. And we saw that when she was tied down to the board and was about to be possibly cremated. The idea there was, in my view, was that while she still had to pull some tricks and change the battery around, right? That's still very Sparkle. It was trying to show us that in this moment here, this moment of vulnerability for Sparkle, this isn't what happens all the time with Sparkle. Sparkle is a character who, she's the one that makes you feel like you're against the wall sometimes. She's the one that makes you feel like you've been tricked. She's the one that makes you feel like you're fighting an uphill battle. She's the one that makes you feel like the world is not as it seems. So for her to be tied down to this table and bitterly exclaiming the idea, like, and again, I think, as I said, what's great about the scene is that some parts were true and some parts were very much like her playing up this thing. I think it's very true when she says that, like, you know, the very, like, the aspects of, like the cruelty of the situation, her powers being taken from her, like, again, all the kind of vulnerable aspects I do believe still, because we saw her later on still reacting in that way. Like, remember when the sphere wouldn't accept her in, when she took her anti-sparkle weapons, she frantically was like, let's do it right now. You know, she's panicking, right? You can't fake that panic that Sparkle has in her mind. You can't fake it. But I do think that she's still able to play tricks, like, for example, the trick of replacing the battery. Because in that moment when she said, like, you know, just do it, just cremate, she didn't mean that. She did not mean that whatsoever. But I think it was one of those things where, like, it added to, like, her lamentation. And then also she was able to say to, like, you know, test Stell in a way too. But it's so interesting seeing Sparkle in this way. So, as I said, the word we use is like more vulnerable than ever before. And it's not that I'm sitting here wanting Sparkle to be like scared or wanting to be upset or wanting to be like in a situation where she feels like her whole identity and who she is being taken away and all these things that made her are gone. That she has to rely on Stella and Himiko to help her out here. That's not what I'm saying whatsoever. My thought process is it took a very horrible situation of Sparksy taking over this place and doing what she's doing with all the people in the school and backing Sparkle into a corner and taking her powers and all these things for us to meet on the surface a more real version of Sparkle, right? It took all of that for us to kind of like see on the surface Sparkle panicking and her worry and her self-conscious nature and her want to hide her true self and her want to maybe find her true self at the same time too. Like her want to like maybe hide her true self because she doesn't want to like be hurt by anything in life, but she also wants to find the true version of herself as well. The desire to become like a perfect version of Elation because she's so worried about staying still and becoming a stereotype, all these things in between. Like you can tell that she is like definitely like losing her grip. And we saw that even in the pub when they talked about how when you lose your mask, like you're even a mask fool at all. She's not at the moment, like technically not even a mask fool at this moment. And I said, I'm not sitting here going, ooh, yes, they punishing Sparkle. I'm sitting here going, it's very sad what's happening because like obviously you see someone breaking down, but of course they're playing it for comedy too. I want to make that clear, like it's comedic as well, right? Because again, they want us probably to feel like this character that has tricked us so many times is now back against the wall. But for me, as a Sparkle story truther, not a Sparkle like I want to say, I'm not sitting here saying she's a morally good character. I'm saying I'm a truther in terms of like I've always believed that she had a deeper story to her. This is just like me like going, it's like it's food for me. It's like this is the best sandwich ever. It's like I am not happy about the sadness, but I am kind of happy that we're getting to see a side of her that is more showcasing who she is, right? It feels great in terms of storytelling. It's really, really well done in that sense. And we're seeing all these moments here of like her being backed into a corner, her feeling this way as well. And even towards the end there when the kids in the school were saying like, oh, like you're like an imitation of Sparksy. And she gets so offended, of course she would, because she's like, I'm Sparkle, I'm the real deal. But again, the identity is taken away from her. All that stuff is taken away from her as well. Yeah, it's such a great story. It's such a great story how they've done this with Sparkle. And what a great way to do a story of identity than have like a character that is like always changing and shifting identities. And the one time that they shifted identity to this other version, it came back to haunt them in a way that now it has a mind of its own. It's running off on its own. And maybe we're seeing the consequences of these like constant changes and these constant like putting on the mask. And a VTuber is legitimately a different persona, right? It's you're putting on a mask basically, while still giving your opinions and all this stuff too. But it is a different persona. It's a different. Sometimes it can be it can be you with the volume turned up to 11. And I think it's a great way to have a story about identity with Sparkle by having it be something very modern, like a kind of a virtual YouTuber. It's very I think it's very well done. Yeah, and of course, like, you know, with the story here as well, like of Sparkle being one step ahead, taking all this stuff off as well, us trying to fight back against Sparksy, and then finding out that what was left for us was to use a mimetic virus like the Slumber Nana virus, right? The Dr. Primitive virus, as a way to combat a virus, which I love that notion as well. Not that I love like the idea of like, oh, let's get sick, guys, let's take a virus. But I mean in sense of like it is... It's almost like what's the analogy we could use here? Because I was gonna say it's almost like the Walking Dead stuff, but it's like you know, already picking if you already have a partner for the science project, then the person who was going to partner up with you that you didn't like, it can't partner up, and you have an excuse to be like, hey, I'm with this person. I already have a virus, so I can't be affected by your virus. You know what I mean? But it's like, obviously the consequences are there too. We saw later on there they started doing the Nana talk as well. But it's just great writing, and it's interesting writing to have a call upon a past virus and a mimetic virus to once again fight against another virus. It's funny and it's hilarious and all those things in between, but it's also super creative. It's super creative, like as a way to fight against a virus as well. We had the stuff with Yao Guang as well, which I think was absolutely just superb. And I like really adore like changes in like sequences and scenes and stuff like this as well. It always like really like makes me very changes in stories, I should say, right? Big revelations. We all love that as well. But the way they done it here, as I said, is one of the most like fire in my stomach inducing, energy inducing, like really fantastic moments. To have it like be built up in such a way and so subtly from the start of that scene where Sunday's just like sensing Yao Guang around, and they have like a conversation where like it's like, you know, them trying to ascertain like maybe like what Yao Guang's position is, to then leading to the revelation of why she gave the mask to him rather than giving the mask to herself, and understanding that the idea behind it was legitimately just because she believed that if she put on the mask, she would be locking this vision and this doomed vision of the people of Plan Arcadia into one future. When she saw this vision of this world, the woe and the wheel scenes, vision, the things over their heads, she saw that every single person in Plan Arcadia is doomed. Right now, at least. And we saw it with the line there of the planet. There's like this big red line encroaching in here. This calamity, this destruction, this disaster is encroaching in on this world as well. That's what we're witnessing. And she believed that if she donned that mask, then she would then lock that into place. And it's a reason now when you look back when she said to like Sunday, she saw Sunday wanted it. Not only that, but she said Sunday has the ability to enact change. And also Sunday's the tuning ability can be enhanced possibly with the mask too, which again, I don't know if she knew this part, but like again, she gave it to Sunday for that particular reason because she saw Sunday had the ability to change. So I think that this is going to be a big thing for Sunday. I think Sunday's going to be like a main player in Plan Arcadia. I think his change is going to be massive. I think whatever he's going to do is going to be massive, and I'm actually very, very interested to see where he goes with this. But yeah, she gave him the mask so that he can maybe enact this change, and also his expansion of powers isn't the same as hers, where her expansion of powers would basically mean that she would see in the I think it's like what, like a billion times or a billionth of a second or whatever. She would see everyone's future, locking them all into a particular place, and she doesn't want to do that. She doesn't want to do that in that moment because she wants there to be the ability to change stuff and to save things. Which again is her reasoning, of course, is not just to be like this very morally good person, like to save the Astral Express or to save anyone else. She gave a reasoning by describing her past. Whereas the past where she had this gigantic battle against the wasn't the Fangu against the Abundance. They called upon the Rainbow Arbiter to attack and basically destroy everything. I want to make it clear, like, I'm not sitting here being like, oh, the Rainbow Arbiter is sick, man. What a sick guy. So cool, dude. No, he destroyed everything, but it was this, they saw it as like a sacrifice in order to save the wider area. And her master, who was, I believe, an Arbiter General as well, fell on that day to call upon the Rainbow Arbiter. And in that moment, to her, to Yao Guang, it proved that we, as humans, and again, whatever about what happened, whatever about the morals and all the stuff in between, the refreshing implication that happens here is that Yao Guang is saying, one of the few people in this game that has talked about the eons in a way, again, I would say like maybe nobody has, right? I can't think of anyone who's talked about the eons in a way that, like, you know, hasn't. There's people who've been like, you could say what Calvin Ligas talked about the eons as being like, I will do this to the eons. Of course, yeah, 110%, but I'm talking about like someone who is like not this like maniacal power who like has been this close to an eon and has been this, you know what I mean? Like it's someone who is like very grounded right in front of us, saying that they want to call Aha to their table. that they know, that they feel like now we have the ability as humans, as this unknown variable, as this variable that can change things, to call the gods to us. We can control the will of the gods. We can enact the will of the gods. Maybe not control it, but we can direct the will of the gods. It gave this hope for like a humanity perspective, I believe, for her, but also this hope that she can do many things with the eons here as well. And possibly in the process as well of doing this is to curtail the destruction that's happening here also, which again, I still think is related to Blade, right? And the idea of what Blade could possibly do here. But again, I keep saying the word refreshing, but it's so true. It's so true. To have a character saying we're not ants, we can control, we can bring them to the table, we can ask them to converse with us. That to me is like a powerful moment. And they played the music in such a powerful way too, like to have a character like be so sure of themselves, be so sure of doing this and so sure of this path that they want to take here, to call upon Aha as someone that they would call down to their negotiation tables. And it's not, you know what's so interesting to me? It doesn't even feel like Yao Guang saying that I'm a god. This isn't Yao Guang saying I am powerful, I'm a god. Or, you know, this isn't Yao Guang saying that like she is going to surpass a god. This isn't Yao Guang saying that she's going to do what Sunday did. This is Yao Guang saying that like humanity is not weak. Humanity is not the ants of these eons. We can do something. We forge paths for them, and we are part of the reason why we can direct some of their power towards different situations. It was actually a really like amazing conversation to me. I actually want to look back at a few things we looked at here as well. What was the first thing we screwed? Probably very far back, right? Oh, there's the Genshin quest. So why did I do this? Right now, our most directly effective plan is to break into the school, regain control of the painting, and use it. Oh yeah, that's also really cool. I should say that too. What I love about this also is that they use the idea of the erasing mistakes on the painting as erasing mistakes in in Sparksy's mimetic virus, right? So the redundant parts of the mimetic virus and stains on the mind are a mimetic virus, and just removing that as well. I love that idea, especially calling upon like, you know, the connection of Himiko to Graphia, and then also we know as well like Graphia's like power, and it showed that Sparksy hid tried to get rid of the Graphia water wave thing, because obviously she feared it. And that's a great way of foreshadowing. Why is she removing this thing? Oh, that's why she's doing it, right? This is what they said as well. This is what happened in the conversation also. When the Master Relation climbed to the highest boughs of the trees, they glimpsed the cold and abhorrent void. They gazed further until they witnessed a newborn fall and cry, and if wronged beyond measure, they then burst out laughing. The crystalline laughter tore through the cold, the dead universe, echoing through the realms of this day. Many think the laughter tore apart the cosmos is just a metaphor, but sadly it's real. So, it's interesting that it's from Sparkle's perspective, though, this is real. From Yao Guang's perspective, she said this is somewhat a myth, right? And I love that there's like a different perspective, because that's what happens a lot of times with like different religions and different followings and different paths, like the hunt versus, elation. And the question that was asked from Yao Guang here about this was like to Sunday, like, why did he laugh? And I wonder if this is one of those things where there's no definitive answer, but it's more of a case of like you have your own perspective on it, and then that becomes like what the answer is and what the truth is. Because Sunday's answer was he laughed because he now wasn't like alone and he had an audience. Like he now had people to like, you know, follow him, and that would maybe like interest Aha in a lot of ways too. Yeah. So I wonder what that's going to come into play as well. So the Burden's Shoulders of Tuning Resonance, that was also a really cool sequence as well, seeing like how it's actually done here in terms of the tuning. We got to see all the woven wheels. That's right, to become an Arbiter General, one must undergo 3 ceremonies: the Rainbow Ornament, Rainbow's Gaze, and the Bestowal of Spiritus. Only then can you truly take out the mantle to deliver to the title. When I was appointed Yushe General, I was bestowed with a Rainbow Spiritus called Kakalakara Sky Plume, which represents the vision of the hunt among the 7 aspects of the rainbow, a symbol of foresight, verdict, and self-discipline. Thanks to that, I gained the Eye of Ashara, which allows me to read the flow of destiny. Since they arrived in this world, every person I've seen bore Chrism Wosa. Yes, that's what we're talking about earlier. She has the Eyes of Ashara, and she saw like the how this was like doomed to die, basically. The rising red glow of the city, and so that is the convergence of all woe signs in terms of this disaster. In that case, General, is there all more reason for you to wear the mask? And she asked her, why do you wear a mask? And she said, have you heard of the diviner laws? Never divine the same matter twice. Diviners also wearing clans. There's a wearing clans beforehand. You can't ask for no spread just because you dislike the result. There's a reason for that, isn't there? Divination in the future, in essence, is a form of observation and calculation. It's an interference with the future. So it's... it can interfere with the future. Each reading drives the murky toward a future towards a definite outcome. And it collapse quantum state, even the outcome is one to liking. To be honest, when I started with Planet Kitty, I intended to participate in the games. But the moment I laid hands on the mask, I understood the consequence of wearing it. Once this miraculous item is donned, the ISVR would transcend mere sight and permeate through this realm. So it would become like truth, right? In this realm, and as she said as well, it would like become fixed. This is her lying, saying I'm guided by compassion. She says, weal and woe lurks, woe and is where weal leans. So they have like maybe yin and yang. The good fortune of some often births the ill fate of others, and the dead end for some we hide an opportunity for others. So it's like saying that like where there's woe, there's weal. Where there's weal, there's woe, right? Good fortune can be someone's bad times. Someone's death can be someone's rebirth. The treacherous land where life and death turns again and again, where fortune flips to misfortune in its eyes, the perfect board for a game of wits. So this is like so she sees this place as like, because this place has so many like a change in misfortune, fortune changes, it's so treacherous, so like, you know, it's elation, it's aha. This is a game of wits, and she says she wants to have a game of wits with the gods. She talked about this again with the Cloud Beer telescope and how like it's a one-way trip. The Yushe's master diviner Jin Tian died. And here they said there was she was assessed the plan and all the possibilities, and she saw them all being swallowed into the abyssal dark of the universe. She'd cemented the master and countless soldiers into an inescapable doom. And when the Luxar fell, they would perish along with the enemy and the demonic star, all reduced to ashes. You sacrifice so many comrades. So she's saying as well that like it's not just like that the arrow was called upon by her master, but she also like cemented this as well. She cemented the future of the eons as well into this battle too, which again is so dark. It is so dark. To Penaconians, they must seem cruel. Our common ground goes far beyond mad ideas. But I was reviving a god who had already lay dead. Yes, and she's talking about raising elation. And the myth, and she asked why they laughed. They saw an audience that arrived at this empty stage we call the universe. You're funnier than look. Heaven creates 49 paths. Humans find the one unseen. We're the greatest variable in this blind mindless universe. So like because there is a direct path, but humans can find the path that is not usually seen. The universe and the gods said riddles for us, and we shall give them a surprise, an answer beyond the finality. So this is interesting. I maybe like didn't pick up on this as much because there was so much stuff happening, but. So since the universe and the gods always like looks down at us and sets riddle for us, we're going to give them an answer that's beyond like the actual truth and the finality. We can surprise them. We as the humans can give them something unseen. She wants to seize the starlight of possibilities, and I'll forge a destined death into wagers and game pieces and invite the god who delights in aha and meddling with destiny to sit at the table. This time I'll invite him to my calculations and draw the great wheel of the cosmos. So it's not just that she wants to draw them into, it's not just a literal like debate at a table. I'm not saying it was going to be that, but like she wants to bring them into the calculations so that she can like solidify a fate with them as well. So she can like so if they were coming to her calculations, she can have them do something set in stone, I guess, as well. Our common ground goes from mad ideas. Oh, this is what they already said as well. The other thing as well. So interesting. Yeah, so that is kind of like all like that we had there as well. And yeah, the idea that like bringing the eons into her calculations and wanting to give the gods a surprise. And she believes the humans can be the ones to do this. And I think she also like sees the Sunday someone can do this as well. It's also interesting. As I said, like the stuff with Sparkle, so incredible getting to see a grounded version of her. And even if it's played up for laughs, I think it's a really great... as I said, it's food for me, who's someone who's always been like a Sparkle depth truther. I always know she had more depth than like, the game would let on. Even though the game was... Not that the game would let on, but that we see on the surface. Because the game is always like giving hints that she's always been a person that was like trying to hide her true self in a lot of ways. And in this case, we know she's trying to find her true self maybe in some ways. And then the stuff with Yao Guang and Sunday is a masterpiece in a curious tension where you don't know exactly what's going to happen and what the outcome is going to be, but it ends up in a way that it's like, oh, oh, you know, like throughout the whole thing. And like we have this like really amazing reveal after reveal and moment after moment of like this elevator reveal as well of like all Yao Guang's plans, why she chose Sunday and all these things in between. And it leads us to want to like see the story play out, because now we're dealing with stuff on the levels of an Eon and an Arbiter, a General, a Diviner, working with Sunday, who is this like now powered up shooting monster. Not monster, he's not a very good monster, but you know what I mean. Now looking to draw Aha into the fray. Like that is terrifying, but also very intriguing, and you want to see more. As always in this game, you want to see more. But yeah, this is fantastic stuff as always, guys. I can't wait to see more of this episode. I can't wait to see more of this in general. And I really do appreciate you guys coming along for this ride. This episode was definitely longer than usual, but I think that's going to happen sometimes with this stuff as well. But you know, it's just whatever length it is, it is. Guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. You might hear some construction outside, and I'm sorry, I apologize about that, but like I guess the video is almost over, so I'm going to do the thank yous. Oh no, they're like cutting grass. It's like, I think it's like local people like actually clean up the street. Like that's their job. Hopefully you won't be able to hear it too badly anyway. But yeah, they're doing, you know, they have to do their work as well. It's just the way things go. But if you want to see these videos early, you can do so on YouTube members or on Patreon for €1 or whatever it is in your currency. And you get every single Honkai Star Rail video early on YouTube members and Patreon for the entire month that you're pledged to either or. If you want to see your name go by in the text credits, which is going by right now on the screen, you get your name every single episode and every single video we do, not just Honkai Star Rail, every single video we do, you get to be in the text credits. And that's also for the entire month that you're pledged to both YouTube members and Patreon at €10. And that is called the Chunky Baby Gangsta tier as well. And if you want to hear your name be shouted out at the end of every single video, that is the highest tier, and that is the I Never Can Repay the Baby Gangsta tier, which is €15, and you get your name read out every single video as a verbal shout out as well. And I want to say thank you to the patrons first as the highest tier, that being Typharo2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Yuled, Anusta, Yassassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Neo Showerite, Leah 200, Malcolm Kunde, Axler21, and at the highest tier of my YouTube members, Blasco, Lusanagi, and brand new YouTube member at the highest tier, and I thank you for joining, Shed. Thank you so much. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.